Yeah.
Blah. Okay.
That was the second time I got crabs.
Tell them about the last time you got crabs.
It was there.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Abel's crabs you got?
Last time we go to the Reds on HWR.
There's a reason why they closed down that Eat at Joe's.
Mm-hmm.
Are we ready?
I think I'm ready.
Party? Yep.
Are you ready?
Yep. Or is the episode up?
Mm-hmm. You want to share it on the book? Sure. Let's go.
Yep. There goes right there.
Man, seriously, we need to mix alcohol and smash.
Whoa. I'm on my third kid. What do you think? Think I've never done that before?
Smash Brothers. Whoa. Wait. Hold on.
I mean, we get along, but
I mean, I hate you, freaking hot Cheetos, but I love you.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate you. Whoa, hey, we're live. Woo!
Yeah.
Right? We're live?
Looks,
The show says
yep.
live? It's going? Oh, no, wait.
Give it a second.
Give it a second.
oh,
Yeah,
it just
give it a
froze.
second.
It just choppy as fuck. Everybody
All
get off the Wi-Fi.
All right. I'm not on the Wi-Fi.
I
Are you on the
should
Wi-Fi?
get off the Wi-Fi.
That's right. I might be on the Wi-Fi. Let me see here. Boom. I'm good.
Okay.
So then, without further ado, live from the landing strip, it's the 2008 Game Review Special.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
This is Abel.
This is Chris.
This is Arnold.
And thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. We very much appreciate it. Please, if you're watching us live, log into your YouTube or Google account. That way you can chat along with us on the live chat here on the old handy dandy smartphone. And you can chime in with everything that we're going to be talking about for the year 2018. So, or just, say hi, ask questions, whatever. It's going to be cool. So, cool. You can interact with us on Facebook, facebook.com/HoustonWrestlingRadio, or on Twitter at HWrestlingRadio. Chris, ever since we started HWR, one of my favorite episodes, one of the favorite things to do are our year-end specials. I fucking love these episodes, man. I love doing them. I love picking our match of the year. A whole year's worth of hard work of scrutinizing week by week what's going on in the world of wrestling finally leads up to this. And, man, I'm stoked, man.
I spent today listening to last year's episode.
Yeah?
End of the year review episode. Most of it, because that shit was glitchy. And we apologize in advance if this year's is just as glitchy.
Looks like it is.
Yeah.
But
Probably because my computer was doing updates right before.
Mm-hmm.
Out. So bad right now. Yeah, there it goes. It's glitching out. God damn it.
I will.
Well, it'll eventually work itself out, right?
hopefully, yeah. Unless the power goes out again.
Oh, yeah.
Raining pretty bad.
Yeah, there was a storm blowing through.
Mm-hmm.
So if we lose power,
Beware of dog.
Yeah. Woo, woo, woo.
We'll try this again next week.
We have a bunch. We'll pick, best of 2018, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest one that we like to focus on here is our match of the year.
The Modi.
Yes, that would be the biggest one, and we'll talk about that pretty much, the last half, if not more, of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But Chris, is there any things you want to get to first, where we're doing little categories, best of 2018?
Tag team of the year. Let's start with that.
Tag team of the year. All right, Arnold, do you have any thoughts on tag team of the year?
I was a pretty shitty year for tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
Mine, there was a no-brainer on mine.
Okay.
The Young Bucks.
Okay.
Again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Name me a better tag team.
I want to make an argument for the Golden Lovers.
You beat me to it.
Oh shit!
I
You know what? I didn't even think of putting them in as a team. I know there are a team, but they're just, to me, they're such of and like a novelty act more than anything to me.
Yeah.
It's like I enjoy it.
Yeah. They're a team, not because they're a team, but because it makes sense storyline wise in a few different angles.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why I'm not like beating down the door and saying, oh, it's got to be the fucking Golden Lovers.
He hit it right on the nose.
Okay.
The priority is not the team. The priority is still Kenny Omega defending the heavyweight title. Right now, Kota Ibushi's going to fight Will Ospreay at Wrestle Kingdom. Mm-hmm. So the priority is not them teaming. It is more of a novelty, even though fans have been wanting it for fucking years. Yeah. And then they finally got it this year, and everybody in Japan went apeshit for it to the point that the Elite became the Golden Elite.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm struggling too. Like, that's the first one that popped into my head, but
but they're not a tag team. They work together.
You don't have it all the time together.
Exactly.
Sometimes you prefer to have one of
those special occasions.
Yeah.
Young Bucks are together. They've been literally together since, the womb and shit.
True. Hector, what's up? Welcome.
We're talking about Japan right now.
Randy, welcome. They were talking shit about us smashing and
let us know if we're glitchy.
Yeah, all that too. But the thing that I really want to point out here is Hector maybe. Oh, Robert just chimed in too. What's up, Robert?
Medlin.
Thank you for joining us. Hector, and Robert both are saying Undisputed Era.
Yep, that's my pick.
That's your pick.
So it's like the Freebird rule.
Yep.
All right.
That's why
we started with Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Bobby Fish was still injured. Then Roderick Strong turned.
Yep.
A takeover in Royal Rumble, and they've been chugging along all year.
He said y'all are glitchy. We're glitchy.
Yeah, but that would be like calling the Hart Foundation tag team of the year back in the day.
Well, Brett and Anvil were.
Yeah.
They were originally the tag team, called the Hart
That's
Foundation.
not the Hart Foundation I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're talking about all of them.
The relevant one, yeah. The
relevant one.
The one where they're all dead except Brett.
Oh,
damn.
Son of a bitch.
The faction. That would be like calling the faction. They would be faction of the year if that was the category.
Do we have a faction of the year category?
Nope.
Okay.
R.I.P. Buttercup.
I don't know. I'd be okay with either going with the Undisputed Era or the Young Bucks or the Golden Lovers, but I don't feel very strongly either way. But just for the sake of picking something, I'll just say Undisputed Era, especially since in the chat that's what they're going with.
Follower over here.
Yeah.
I stand on this mountain alone.
With the Bucks?
And I'll die on it. Hell yeah, the Bucks.
Okay, that's cool. What about you, Chris?
Tag team wrestling.
I'll think out of the box here.
Oh, shit.
Out of the Bucks?
Something that's becoming less of a novelty and more of a team idea. Lucha Brothers, Pentagon and Phoenix, they're making noise in the second half of the year in Impact. They've got title shots coming up at Homecoming. And they, again, dropped the womb,
Mm-hmm. Natural tag team.
Yeah, but we saw it come together separately. We saw them have their own run in Lucha Underground. Pentagon was champion the entire season. Phoenix was turning dark. And then they show up on Impact, and after Pentagon had his title runs and Phoenix got himself comfortable there, now they're tag teaming together.
That's a good.
And they've been doing indie stuff while they were in Lucha Underground as Lucha Brothers, so they've been cohesive. So that might not be a popular pick, but that's a pick that I feel comfortable making.
Okay, here's another one that can be thrown out that Hector brought up. Mustache Mountain.
Okay. Later in the year,
right
now with NXT UK,
yeah. Okay, yeah, that's a solid pick, a solid honorable mention, but yeah. All right, well then that's it.
Any predictions on next year's tag team? What will be? I have a solid take on that.
Go for it.
I think next year's the year of the revival.
Say yeah.
Yeah. I think it's brewing. I think they're making a lot of noise, like on the Twitterverse.
Yeah.
When that happens, coincidentally, they listen.
Maybe. What's interesting is that none of the teams that we mentioned off as being the tag team of the year are any WWE main roster teams.
No,
the revival will be the only
year
one
for tag teams in WWE.
Because like Usos and Undisputed, Usos in the New Day, they're
we were all over them last year. This year we're burnt.
Yeah, we're burnt out on them. Same with the Bar.
The idea of them jumped the shark. Oh yeah, the Bar.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The Good Brothers ain't doing shit.
No, they haven't. They have the new
Fandango's injured.
They have a new show on the network called Botch Club.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Botchamania had a good run.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I don't know, man. Main roster just not good. But if looking ahead, looking at our crystal ball, maybe you gotta say something for the War Raiders.
Oh yeah,
maybe for
they should have been on this list.
Maybe Heavy Machinery.
No, they're too much of a novelty act. They're Typhoon and Earthquake and the Nasty Boys. That's what they
mixed together.
Yeah. The Typhoon, the Nasty Disasters.
Oh, Randy says next year tag team of the year, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
Apparently, we're getting women's tag team develops next year.
Yeah, we're not really going to be.
I didn't watch Raw this week.
Yeah, well, neither did I because we didn't plan on it.
Yeah, no, we didn't. But I saw it on Twitter. Vince McMahon dressed as Santa Claus and said it. Then in 2019, there's going to be women's tag team titles. And okay, now don't break up Bayley and Sasha.
Yeah,
for fucking once.
Bayley and Sasha, Tamina,
or make them,
which means they're gonna.
Yeah, they're gonna.
And then those two. Yeah, there's teams to be had. Asuka and Naomi. There's female teams to be had out there. That's pretty good.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
spot of the year.
Whoa, there was spot
of the year.
Moment.
Oh, I think
announcement.
Announcement. Yeah, I was like
spot.
I really throw one out.
Okay, go ahead.
I forget the girl's name because I didn't watch a lot of the tournament, but that poor girl in the semifinals of the Mae Young Classic that fucked up her good knee. That fucked up her good knee. Yeah. So now she's kneeless. She'll never put anyone to sleep.
She broke her leg.
Yeah.
Put up a goddamn effort, and just you see her, and you see I see a star. I see just like potential.
I see a female babyface Daniel Bryan in that match because she did it. She wanted to keep going.
Yeah,
she had hurt her leg before and she kept going, and then she fucked it up even more.
Yeah.
That's when
later with Triple H, because Triple H is the guy who runs that shit. The Mae Young and NXT.
Possibly on the NXT UK side, she can get a solid run with the women's belt if she comes back healthy.
Yeah,
and if they trust her healthy, because this is last year she was out because her other leg was fucked up. This year she fucked up her good leg. And so if she comes back next year, she's already got 2 strikes on her.
Yeah.
You know, if you wrestle again hurt, she might end up in like the reverse Kennedy. Like she's hurting people. She keeps hurting herself to the point she can't do shit.
Yeah. She's that's
Tegan.
Her biggest fault is that she's not blonde. If you're blonde, you don't even need talent. You're fucking women's champion.
Oh, you could fix that with like 2 hours in Vidal Sassoon, man. Don't worry.
Yeah, man. You have to be natural, man. Like,
man. I got a spot for you. The suplex from inside on the apron to the outside. Murphy and Cedric. Yeah. Oh, fuck. That was a great spot.
The double moonsault by Ricochet the War Games match.
Ooh.
Off the cage. Double moonsault.
Yeah.
Like a double
the 2 rotations. It is like a double rainbow. Those are both pretty darn good.
Yeah.
With these, I don't feel the need to come to a consensus on these because we're just kind of having fun throwing these out.
Yeah.
But if we come to a consensus on one of them,
I would say leukemia. That was a holy shit announcement of the year.
Well, are we moving?
Oh my god! Announcement of the year.
We're okay.
Oh,
there you go.
I got them mixed up. Yeah, I got them. Mine was gonna be all in. Like, oh shit, they're actually gonna do it.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Announcement. You're still sticking to Roman. We teased this last week.
Yeah. Yeah, that broke the fucking internet.
It turned Roman babyface.
It turned Roman. It did.
We'll see how long
if you're a God believer, God did what Vince McMahon could not do for 4 years.
Take him off the roster. I mean, turn him heel.
Oh, I forgot about this. Hector, I'm going back to the spot of the year. Pile driver on the apron, Pentagon versus Omega at All In.
Oh,
yeah, that was good.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of that apron shit this year.
Yeah,
that's the hardest part of the ring.
That package tombstone that Omega did to Ibushi in their match.
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
Beautiful. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry. Moment or announcement of the year. Yeah, I don't know. Like I think I tried to make an argument for something else. Oh,
you did All In.
The announcement of All In, but man,
we all saw that one coming.
Yeah, but the leukemia thing.
That was such a blindside. Like what the fuck?
I feel weird giving that an award.
Yeah,
you know, but
that's why I'm picking Daniel Bryan's return.
Okay,
because WrestleMania, for all intents and purposes, it was Before we got to WrestleMania, it was But then when Daniel Bryan, oh fuck!
I participated in my first yes chant this year. It was fucking 70,000 other people.
It felt good, didn't it?
Amazing.
It was awesome.
Breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I was so happy to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's good. And I remember where I was when I saw my phone. Ironically, I was standing spot for dance announcements right in front of my counter charging my phone. And I was like, oh shit, for one of them. I was like, oh no. I was standing in the same spot for the Roman, but my wife told me. Like, oh, Roman Reigns has cancer. I'm like, thanks. I was DVRing Raw. She's like, no. If you didn't, okay, some people don't cry. I'm a crier. I cry. I'm about to cry right now. Like, if you didn't at least go, damn, or your heart didn't sink a bit, you got none. You got none. And it's not even cool to say you did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was just like, fuck, man, that shit sucks. Because cancer sucks. Cancer fucking sucks. I mean, there's no...
Literally. It sucks the life out of you.
Yes, it does.
Until you have none left.
Yeah.
And then...
there's nothing...
God damn, Chris.
that can be done about it. Fuck cancer. For the record, fuck cancer.
Well, let's go with something a little bit more lighthearted.
Rising Star.
Robert says ROH versus New Japan selling out at Madison Square Garden was a good one, too.
Yeah.
Isn't that good?
I agree.
Yeah.
Except half the roster ain't going to be there.
Well,
man. Anyway, then that could change. Rising Star of the Year.
Ooh, Rising Star.
Let's see if we're all on the same page.
I doubt it.
You know what? I'm going to throw this out here. It might be a little controversial because is he really rising? But I'm going to say Ricochet.
That's not bad. He's ascending. I wouldn't call it rising.
I mean, he's established over the last couple of years with
that's
like
what I'm
Lucha
saying.
Underground.
That's not a surprise.
He's on an escalator.
Yeah. But I mean, the minute you get into WWE, you go from like minor leagues to you're in the big leagues, even if it's NXT.
Pay your paycheck.
But even then, that's like everybody listening to Metallica once the Black Album came out. It's like you already knew that was coming. Eventually, they were going to get the success they got.
Yeah.
If you want to look at somebody that woke up one day with a rocket on her back, that's motherfucking Shayna Baszler.
She's been putting on.
You see her because you see what she was in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Skills. Yeah. In-ring work, promo, presence, and then you start seeing her throughout the year, and you just keep looking up and up and up until you break your neck because she's so high.
Yeah.
And so I'm picking Shayna.
All right.
I had a woman
that's a good pick.
at the beginning of this list, at the beginning of the thought of this list.
Okay.
And it was Becky Lynch. Because tell me a bigger climb this year.
Okay.
And then I did. I can tell you a bigger climb this year.
Okay, give it to me.
It's somebody that my wife randomly had a dream about last night.
Ooh.
I know. I was jealous of her.
What's that name?
His name is Mustafa Ali.
What? Whoa.
Mustafa Ali will hold the gold in 2019. I don't know what gold, but he'll hold it. Yeah, Mustafa Ali to
That's
me.
a good pick.
Watching last night's match
against Andrade
Sin Animas. Oh my God. I was just happy.
Yeah.
I was like, honestly, I'm glad that I don't have to watch this and I'm watching this willingly. And I was just like, and the match before that, and the match before that, and then every match that I've seen from Mustafa Ali is
Mustafa Hideo, Mustafa Murphy, Mustafa Alexander, Mustafa Bryan.
Oh God.
And then Mustafa Almas last night. I'm with you.
I wanted to put a Mustafa match on the match of the year list earlier this year, but it was versus Murphy. Yeah, okay. But y'all said no. I still say I will still hold my.
You're gonna grade that while we do the match of the year.
I will separately. I will say that it goes above the 205 match.
If we go literally rookie, like the first time we seen him, no Lucha Underground, no something else, no other indies, but like all of a sudden he just showed up.
Yep.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Now, kind of going back to the same school of thought that I was in with Ricochet.
Oh, you mean the wrong school of thought?
The wrong school of thought.
The alternative.
Robert and Randy both say Pentagon. Pentagon is at a hell of a year.
I thought he had a better year in 2017.
Thought so?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I mean, if you could make an argument for last year, they're not really a rising star for 2018, right?
Nope.
Okay.
I will say this. If we want to transition to another category, a guy that was champion in Lucha Underground in the beginning of the year, a guy that was champion in Impact in the middle of the year, a guy that co-main evented All In, a guy that through most of the summer was rumored with his brother to finally jump ship to WWE. An argument that I'm about to make for male wrestler of the year is Pentagon.
Oh, we're going to male wrestler of the year. Okay, Pentagon. All right.
It's easy to pick Kenny. It's obvious why we would pick Kenny. He's still popular. He's still got the bleed over from last year. I'm just saying, here's another option.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
With Pentagon.
That's what I was trying to tell you. Pentagon had a hell of a fucking year. He had a better year this year than last year, but last year was more of his coming out party.
Okay.
This year, he proved why he's out.
Got you.
Last year was him breaking it to his parents. This year was him being in the center stage of the Pride Parade.
Oh, okay.
I got that.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay.
Coming out party, bro.
I got you. With Kenny. All right, and I don't want to like hate on Kenny here, but I kind of want to equate this here. You know how when it comes to like MVP for the NBA, it should realistically be LeBron James for the last 5 years.
He's the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, but you know they always just say, oh well, maybe it's Steph, maybe it's Harden, maybe it's Durant. Maybe it's Durant because
Westbrook.
Yeah,
we want to give them participation ribbons so that they don't quit and go to the European.
And so they don't say that every year it's LeBron James no matter what. No, duh. Kind of the same with Brady. It's like, oh well, Brady is the best of all time, but
best hair.
We need to pepper it in with other people here, and I kind of feel like that's why I don't want to give it to Kenny.
So you're making the case for Deshaun then?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe, but see, I don't know who. I don't know. I mean, you make a really good argument for Pentagon, but I feel Pentagon had a bigger 2017 than 2018. But I don't know. Maybe it did. I feel like he sowed more oats with different companies and made his name broader, but not necessarily higher.
Yeah.
Pentagon. But Kenny, he's still doing what he did in 2017, and he's still fucking badass in 2018.
Bro started with the Wrestle Kingdom this year. He started the year with that, and he set the bar for the rest of the year on matches. And he kept it up with motherfuckers on the list 3 times.
Is there anybody on Raw or SmackDown that you would want to put somewhere in that level?
Well, that's where I was gonna go.
Seth Rollins.
All right.
Seth Rollins is my B. 1B.
I have a serious one, and maybe not really serious, but kind of serious. My serious one, kind of in the same veins as you, was Seth. Fuck AJ.
Oh yeah,
AJ carried SmackDown.
That's what he did last night.
Yeah, he carried SmackDown for the majority of the year, man. He was the fucking champ, WWE champion, and whenever some bullshit was happening on Raw or some bullshit was happening in the undercard on SmackDown, at least you could count on AJ to have a badass fucking title match. And you know what? He's the guy.
Let me just remind you, AJ's run with Shinsuke Nakamura that everybody loved. Oh wait, that didn't happen. How about AJ's entire run against Samoa Joe that everybody liked? Oh wow, I'm sorry, that didn't happen either. How about his poor balls?
Let's
take AJ off the table.
Those are the MVPs of the year. His balls.
Now let me.
But I will say this: I blame Shinsuke Nakamura and Samoa Joe for those 2 flops.
Okay.
Not AJ stuff.
Now let me throw a different one at you. Completely different perspective, and I'm even mad at myself for saying this, but you guys are probably mad too.
Alistair?
Brock Lesnar.
Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, I made this case last year and you took it off.
Yeah.
So let me hear how you're gonna make me look like it.
Brock has pretty much been the guy for Vince as through his eyes and through WWE's eyes. Brock has been Universal Champ. He's been in and out, but when he's in, and everybody is fucking
he had to was picked to go against him. He didn't start that rivalry.
Yeah, I know, but I don't agree with it, even though I'm the one bringing it up. But if you ask
there
Vince,
are no wrong opinions, just stupid ones.
Vince may tell you,
"Oh yeah,
oh Brock."
Vince will tell you that Ahmed Johnson shouldn't have been.
Well, that's true.
So, would you enlighten them and just off the top of your head make a case for Tommaso Ciampa?
He's Sports Entertainer of the Year. He called it and he won.
Yeah,
he's on the list twice.
He started this year with Gargano, 2 matches. Then he got put in the title picture. More matches with Gargano, and now he is gonna have a match with Black, maybe even with Gargano at this next takeover. And his stuff has been good. I was worried when he came back that he wasn't gonna be as
Scott the Scott.
Are you still in Scotland? What?
He's in Scotland right now?
I think so.
Oh,
maybe.
What's up, Scott?
Hold on.
So he's watching us like in the morning.
I always wanted to do that.
I guess so.
Because of Sons of Anarchy.
Scott the Scott in Scotland. Yeah, that's what he said. Scott the Scott in Scotland. Wow.
I got a Metallica beer waiting for you next Tuesday.
And he also says, "Don't mention for Cody."
If y'all would let me fucking talk.
Oh, go please, sir. Please.
How y'all have not made the big case for Cody is beyond me.
Go for it, please.
Make it then.
All in 2 words. That motherfucker basically did it himself. You watch the things, it was him and the Young Bucks, but mostly him.
Yep.
He was a breathing force of professional wrestling outside of WWE this year. And I would say professional wrestling has outside of WWE this has been his best year outside of WWE.
Okay. So
he is a driving force behind it. My only thing, like again, everything character, badass. With him and Brandy, the whole Bullet Club thing, the rivalry of the year, him and fucking Kenny.
He won the NWA World Title. Like.
Yeah, whatever
He's
that means. He's
technically part of the Golden Elite now.
Yeah, whatever that means. Fucking just the aura, the fact that some people are clamoring for him go back to WWE to fucking be their top guy, but other people, the fact that other people are saying, no, don't you dare go back. You fit in my back pocket now, and you're not getting back out of it. That makes him that much better.
Yeah.
That makes him that much better.
Well, if we're going to go on that same wavelength, I'm going to throw one out there for you. Chris Jericho. Started the year with Omega. The whole reason that everybody tuned out of that main event at Wrestle Kingdom was because the match before it was Omega Jericho. He did his own fucking cruise.
Yeah.
He did.
Whole week cruise full of wrestling and hard rock music.
And debauchery.
Yeah. That's why I got tickets for the second one. And now he's the current IWGP Intercontinental Campione, about to defend the title in a rematch against
Naito.
I was going to say
against Naito.
I always want to call him Guaylo.
Quality over quantity. Why not Jericho or Cody?
I just think the coverage was greater on Cody, and he did his damn thing. WrestleMania weekend, I was in New Orleans. The match that I wanted to see more than anything out of all the Cody versus guy this year. He was the fucking guy. You need a fucking 5-star, 7-star quality match. He'll give it to you.
Omega.
You need a badass rivalry. He'll be in it. He'll be in a couple for you. You against Jericho, against Cody, against
Okada, Ishii.
Tomohiro Ishii. The fucking against the Bullet Club. Yeah. Against the Bullet Club. Yep. So yeah, he's the fucking guy.
And now with Jay White as the leader of the Bullet Club firing squad,
yeah,
I think I see Omega and Jay White.
I see him debuting at the Rumble, but whatever. I've been saying that for 3 years.
Right, you have.
Make an argument against Becky as the Woman of the Year. Other than Becky, who do you have as Woman of the Year?
No one.
I
can't make that argument.
She was actually on my Man of the Year. That's the one when you were going to say this might be kind of funny. I thought you were going to say Becky, and I was going to agree with you.
No.
Yeah, nobody. Baszler.
The only one. Well, okay. So if you had like a pie chart, right? About.
By the way, I'm disqualifying Dakota Kai from this list.
Why?
Because I'm a
his waifu, man. Let him have it.
Meaning she didn't have a better year than any of them.
Okay. Yeah. You could have mentioned it, but it's fine. Whatever.
No, but Dakota Kai was my favorite.
All right, fine. Before you hit that, quick rewind. Rising star of this year. Now that you mentioned Dakota Kai, I've got my money on Tessa Blanchard.
Oh, wait.
As rising star
for
this year.
All
this
right.
year.
People have to watch Impact.
It's not our fault. You don't.
People have to watch it. And
I
now,
tried.
now that they're going
she's
to
in MLW, and then she's about to be in that Women of Wrestling
The
promotion
Wow
that's
Wow.
going
Yeah.
on AXS.
Yeah.
So
That's what I'm saying. If you're predicting 2019 for her, I'm predicting she's coming out
I
of the
bet you
Rumble.
it'd be easier for you to watch Impact or MLW if there wasn't 9 fucking hours of WWE.
That's true.
Probably, yeah.
So whose fault is it?
All right. But that's 2019. 2018. 2018. The clear-cut front-runner winner for, Woman of the Year is Becky.
I know where you're
You
going
could
with
only
this.
make a couple of other arguments for, I'd say, only 2 other girls. And one is Shayna Baszler, the other is Ronda Rousey.
Yep.
That's
the
it.
other one's the Four Horsemen.
I
The
can
other
make
one
one
was in
more.
the Four
Oh,
Horsemen.
I
okay.
can make one more.
Oh, you could try.
Sue Young. The Dead Bride stuff.
I mean,
yeah,
her
but
That storyline's still going on.
Her career
Yeah.
took a pretty big hit a little while back, but then
God damn.
she's bounced back.
Yeah.
Domestic
see,
joke.
I don't know if you could include Sue Young just because she's on Impact, and Impact just isn't as far reaching as everything else.
I would put. You know what I put before her? Rhea Ripley.
Okay, why?
The fact that you don't know who she is makes it, down off of that.
Well, I mean, I know
Runner
who
up
she
for
is,
this
but-
year's Mae Young Classic, current UK Women's Champion for NXT.
Stud.
I mean, is that enough to
No.
make a bid?
No one is enough to make a bid at Becky Lynch. There is nobody. Okay. She is the main attraction at SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah.
We get Becky chance on Raw.
The only argument against that with Becky is that, honestly, to the majority of the audience, as regardless of how much they liked Becky, WWE didn't do much booking for her until the second half of the year.
That's the argument for Ronda.
Yes,
Ronda,
maybe even Shayna.
Ronda from January to December has been all Ronda all fucking year.
How many times did y'all put Roman as the top of your list in the past 4 years? Never. Then don't ever put Ronda on your list because that's the WWE booking her to the moon. That's not Ronda.
Yeah, but I didn't like a lot of Roman matches. I've liked a lot of Ronda matches.
I like.
Not that I'm saying I didn't like Becky's matches.
Roman matches were not that
but
bad.
Becky's matches were really low on the card the first half of the year. And then there was the second half of the year where they're like, oh, hey, by the way, we got someone here.
So would you say it's recency bias for Becky? Because that's what I'm willing to admit that's what it is for Mustafa with me.
It's possibly recency bias a little bit with Becky, but the degree to which that fire burns right now, even in a shorter period of time, is a lot more than what that fire has been for the entire year for Ronda. Mm-hmm. For Ronda, it's been like 9 out of 10 the entire year. But for Becky, in this last half of the year, it's been at like 14. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my God, fucking Becky, Yeah. So I think that makes up for the lack of the first half of the year. And that's why I'm still willing to say that she's my Woman of the Year. Okay. Now, we have an interesting selection here by Hector.
Is it from the main roster?
No.
Okay, give it to me.
Nikki Cross.
Oh, for Woman of the Year?
Yeah. She knows.
She does know. She was part of the biggest storyline of NXT.
It just sucks that she didn't get payoffs from any of her matches.
None.
Because she lost
all her payoff matches.
She passed out to Shayna, which I loved, but she tapped out to Becky. And she hasn't really her mini little NXT television rivalry with Belair was good, but it's 0-0. Yeah. Both times they ended that match from like shenanigans.
Yeah.
And I still haven't gotten a payoff from that, and we probably won't because Nikki's going to be at the main roster before the Rumble next year.
Yep.
So,
what about Carmella?
What about Carmella?
Okay,
who's that?
Good.
Yeah. She had a good run as women's champion.
Good heel run,
but
and she had a good face run.
Oh, she always has a good face run.
She always got a good ass run. Go Pac-Man on that. I'm sorry.
She has a good moonwalk.
No one comes close.
Let's bring it down a notch. Disappointment of the year.
Go.
Skay.
Shinsuke.
That was my bad dubbing.
Again, this is the second year in a row that we're dogging Shinsuke. Ever since last year, everybody bitched about the booking of Nakamura.
Exactly.
He didn't beat Jinder at SummerSlam. He had done Bupkis the whole year.
Yep.
And now this year's when they did the heel turn with Nakamura.
They
co-main evented Mania.
Yeah, but
he co-main evented Mania.
Shinsuke and AJ was my disappointment match of the year. I was so the Asian man, the Asian man next to me,
Didi Mao,
so
dishonor. Yeah, but he didn't commit seppuku, so he really didn't like it that much.
Oh goddamn!
So
all right, if you want to disqualify Nakamura if you want to disqualify Nakamura from being disappointment of the year for 2018 because he's had spillover from 2017 as disappointment, and that's just the same disappointment wave, I would like to submit to you Rusev.
That's what I was going to say.
Really?
I was going to say, aside from that, did you watch SmackDown?
He's a new champion.
He's a new U.S. champion.
Okay.
On his birthday.
I was like, if exactly his birthday is on Christmas.
Wow, it's also
it's also on Rusev.
So,
I missed.
So, Sans last night.
These guys have a
If you were to take off last night's episode of SmackDown, I would say, okay, if not Nakamura, definitely Rusev, because he was over like Rover. We had Rusev. I came up with the Rusev Day calendar before the WWE did.
Yep.
And then they went fucking bananas with it. Rusev Day was over as fuck. I would bet to say the most two over things this year have been Becky and Rusev Day.
Yes.
You can't change my mind.
And the breakup of Rusev Day was just cringy as fuck.
So bad that Hayden English is probably making sandwiches somewhere right now because no one has heard from him since. He's Charlotte Guerrero's fucking lapdog right now.
It was bad
because no one wanted to see it.
And that wasn't even like you would say, oh, it was really good for the first half a year and then it was bad. No, it was good because it was like it has potential. WWE do something with it, and WWE never did anything with it, and then they did something to make it even worse, which is all that cringy shit with Aiden. It was
So did it fail before or after Rusev lost his WWE title match to AJ Styles?
What happened?
After
he
lost to AJ.
Whom?
Rusev. Remember, he was number one contender for a belt for a while.
That was like in the summer.
Yeah, after.
It was after.
I got another one in the live chat. Samoa Joe. Robert says this.
Yes.
So does Randy.
Yes. Fuck yes. That was going to be my original. Again, I'm being a hypocrite because I'm saying I don't want to blame him because it's the booking, but I blame him for the.
I'm gonna go outside the box. Disappointment of the year, in my opinion, was WWE going to do Crown Jewel.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Skaggy stuff going on, and people were afraid to go.
Hey,
to the
Trump
point
said that there are good men over there.
Nah, I don't see a wall being built over there on that side of the country. And then for them to like cave into the money because Sean lost his hair and needed the money to buy the plugs and all that shit. He's
not a good bald man.
He's not.
WWE's business decision to do Crown Jewel. Yeah. And it affected a lot of other things that you.
And then the cherry on top show up.
Oh, and we haven't seen him since either.
He's a real American.
As big of a fucking political quagmire it was to go to fucking Saudi Arabia, then you're gonna like rub that shit in by putting fucking Hulk Hogan on TV again there. Oh god,
you're racist.
That was from 9 years ago, and he's probably made.
Once you're racist, you know he's a racist.
That's true too.
You see American History X, you either die or you say you're racist forever.
Hector brings up a couple others that are a little bit lesser on the list. One is Bray Wyatt, and one is Ty Dillinger.
Yeah.
Ty Dillinger's not disappointed if he really didn't have hopes to begin with.
Okay.
Like I forgot about Ty. He's fun with our me. Stuff,
biggest disappointment is the dissipation of the Bullet Club. Not because it happened, but how it happened. I was okay with them breaking up. That's fine. But I feel like they just kind of.
Here's one for you. Disappointment of the year is WWE's failure to rebound from the loss of Roman. They did so hard to make Roman the one guy that they sacrificed damn near everybody in the roster for it. And now that he's gone, they have no idea what to do.
They're trying little things here and there. I think the thing with Vince and we were just talking about this last week. If you make it up to a fucking scene with Vince McMahon, you're somebody. Kevin Owens was on that right track with my fucking frog splashing him last year.
Busted him open with the headbutt.
He got himself way too hurt. So him and Sami Zayn, they both combined had to leave for injuries. They'll come back, and I think they're going to have hell of a years. But I think AJ Styles is on to something. Even though he just got this new role, tell me how that role has not worked for Randy Orton of being kind of part-time, but not really. That should have worked. Sprinkle him into something here and there. Salt bay the motherfucker. Have him win the Rumble.
You're having a lot of fucking expectations for the Rumble.
The Royal Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah.
I prefer the Royal Rumble over WrestleMania. That's how much it was.
Now, you were the one who brought up Crown Jewel.
There's a lot of Crown Jewel.
Was Australia just as big of a disappointment as Crown Jewel?
Well, the event was. The idea of the event wasn't. The idea of the event was even better than Crown Jewel.
Okay.
I've always been a proponent that we need to have at least half of the year's pay-per-views outside of the United States.
Okay.
Not adding more pay-per-views to the yearly calendar.
Yeah.
Okay. 12's enough, not 17, just so we can get our footprint everywhere.
Yeah. You want to be the world wrestling.
I love the look of the outdoor cricket pitch that they had out there. Fucking Murphy Alexander alone was worth it.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I don't call that a disappointment at all.
Okay.
Maybe the greatest Royal Rumble because they couldn't come up with anything original. At least Crown Jewel had something.
Yeah.
But for them to do a 50-person Royal Rumble after we just had one 2 months before.
Now, it was totally worth it. Because we got the tightest slide. We got the tightest slide, and that was worth 50 men.
Is that the LOL?
50 men. Why did we not use the 50 men thing? Oh my God. That was a wasted opportunity. 50 men. Braun Strowman went through 50 men. And they took his elbow.
All right. Give me another category here, Chris.
Event of the year.
Oh, that's not in a category.
You're going off of like bad memory because you lost the paper. That's why. Event of the year.
Well, when you say event, you mean like a pay-per-view or something. Okay. I did see that a lot of people were saying Evolution. I don't know if I'm going to go with Evolution.
That could be my disappointment of the year.
Oh, you're on crack, bro.
No, listen to me. Because of what they wanted it to be. They wanted it to be this big old fucking red carpet event, fucking sold out house, badass lights everywhere. It couldn't sell out half the arena. It was house show lighting because of that.
I think the announcer said that Evolution was sold out. Number one.
Yeah, totally wrong. Totally wrong.
Number two, when half of the reactions to that arena are from 14-year-old girls and under, they achieve what they did. What they were going for.
That's fine. I think what they wanted to achieve, they didn't achieve it. But it's a good start.
Yeah, I don't think that is disappointment of the year. It did leave a little something to be desired.
Tell me a match from Evolution besides the Mae Young Classic.
Well, see, the thing was,
Ronda beat the fuck out of Bella.
That's what I was gonna say. We had Ronda and Becky in two separate matches where the people that they were fighting against were matches that we didn't care about. I really want to see Ronda. I really want to see Becky, but against Bella and who did Becky fight?
Charlotte. That was actually a good match.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Well, the referee was the MVP of that match.
Yeah.
Dude, Baszler versus Kairi Sane was a great match.
That was really
a good match. Yeah.
I don't think
I'm remembering now as I go.
Listen, I'm saying all that to say this. This was a good event. It wasn't the best event, but it's not the worst either. There's room for improvement, but just because it was the first ever women's thing, that didn't really put enough of shine on it for me to say it was the best of the year. That being said, I don't know what the best of the year is.
It's easy. I have a top three. Number 3 is Evolution. And the reason it's not higher is because of why we got Evolution. This wasn't WWE planning it for months saying, you know what? It's time to let the women shine. No, this was the women on the roster saying, what the fuck? I can't get a job because I can't go to fucking Crown Jewel because I'll get my head cut off?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll give you something.
It was a consolation prize.
Yeah. Okay. In my opinion. So that's why that's number 3 on the list. Number 2, you said it earlier. Cody money managing that all-in event. Double main event with Omega Pentagon. fucking Cody winning the title. Dude, there was not a dry eye in the fucking house when Cody won that belt. We were all crying. It was all good. But number one, TakeOver, Los Angeles, War Games. That's another TakeOver that had something for everybody.
Yeah.
2 hours and 30 minutes well spent. The only flaw was in the beginning. That little 2-minute kerfuffle with the King of Bros and the Elbow King should have been somewhere in the middle. We needed a buffer between Velveteen Ciampa and Aleister Black Gargano. That was the only nit I had to pick of that show.
Like my favorite.
Yeah, that's the only nit I have to pick.
And see, I would sit here and say that, well, how can we say that a show is the show of the year if we don't have any matches of the year from that show? But we had one where we debated back and forth. So Ciampa versus Gargano, maybe replacing the other Ciampa versus Gargano match. We're like, we're not sure. But
and
even
mine was
then,
the War Games match that I think
the War Games match,
even there was a lot,
and the Aleister Black match too.
And there was a lot that weekend that was going up against that. Yeah. So that was a good quality.
You know what? I
agree
with you. That is the show of the year.
You know what? One up that. That weekend was the show of the year.
Okay.
Because even Survivor Series wasn't that bad this year. It wasn't that good.
That's a great way to say it.
But aside from the Raw versus SmackDown, every single match,
yeah. But the whole weekend of
it was a good weekend.
Fun, yeah. My bias is gonna be WrestleMania because that was my first. I popped my WrestleMania cherry.
Yeah, you keep complaining about it because the Asian guy sitting next to you from Japan.
That's the only match I complain about, except the one that I didn't see is the Randy Orton, Rusev, and other guy, Jinder. I want to go buy a hot dog. I want to go buy some fries. Yeah. But other than that, the event was great. Okay. It was very Wrestle King to me. It wasn't very. It was less gimmicky. It was less like all the hoopla of WrestleMania. It's like match. Okay, cool. Match. Okay, cool. It was match after match.
All right.
Steady. I think it was no longer than 5 minutes between matches.
Before we start breaking down our match of the year, do you want to give out any honorable mentions?
Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory was actually pretty good.
Was it?
Fuck yeah. We had Johnny Impact versus Austin Aries. We had Moose against Davey Richards? No, the other one.
Eddie Edwards.
Okay. Tessa versus Taya
Valkyrie
for the women's title. A couple of other things.
But see, if a TNA takes a shit in the woods and nobody is there to smell it.
Again, if there wasn't 9 hours of television, you'd probably make the effort to try to find it.
No, because Wrestle Kingdom was pretty goddamn good this year too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So whatever.
Honorable mentions for match of the year.
Ugh, don't get me
fucking started. Ultima Lucha Tres.
Quattro.
No.
Good.
Well, wait.
You counted it last year for Ultima Lucha Tres.
But
as event of the year.
Tres was 2017, right?
Yeah, and this year we had Quattro.
Okay. So I didn't know if like the end of the season was technically in 2018.
That was last year.
Honorable mentions. The one that I wanted to put on the list, but y'all didn't want to. It was a cruiserweight match.
Oh, for matches we're now.
Yeah.
Okay. Honorable mentions for match of the year.
Yeah, it was Mustafa versus Buddy at one of the pay-per-views right now. I can't even think of it right now. But that match was fucking lights out, and y'all didn't want to put it on there. So because three of us had to agree to the list. Yet I saw 4 of these matches for the first time last week. So
everybody that's on the show that week has to agree. Hey, your bitch ass on the show.
The ladder match for the North American title. That match was fucking beautiful.
That is very acceptable.
And Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler.
Which one?
Yeah, exactly. The one that lasted damn near an hour. It wasn't the Iron Man match, but I think it was on Raw. It was a fucking barn burner. But again, it got the quantity over quality because it got like five of them this year.
I got some. Triple H and Stephanie against Kurt Angle and Ronda for WrestleMania.
Yes, the match was great.
Oh, okay.
How about Pentagon versus Marty the Moth at Ultima Lucha Quattro? The gauntlet match that took up the first 2 hours of Raw.
Seth Rollins is fucking on-demand party.
Yeah. Pentagon Omega from All In. Shit, what else? Go for it. Jump in.
Kyrie versus Shayna.
Which one?
With the 2 out of 3 falls?
2 out of 3 falls.
That was a good fucking match.
That was so good.
Last few weeks, not like 2 weeks ago. Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles.
The heel turn.
Yeah, no. The last pay-per-view they had.
The
TLC.
Oh yeah,
TLC. Fuck.
How about Daniel Bryan versus Mustafa Ali on SmackDown?
Fuck yeah. If we're doing honorable mentions, those need to be mentioned. Mustafa Ali was on my mentions twice. He'll be on the list next year. And almost on the list was the first ever women's TLC match. Almost on the list.
Okay.
The ending was probably the only thing that
for you
for me.
Slammiversary, was it? Moose got a title shot against Austin Aries. That was fucking good.
Was it?
Regardless of if y'all can hear it in the woods or not. I was there hunting.
Was it?
I was hunting, and that shit was delicious game.
Omega versus Ishii.
Which one? The one that Ishii won in G1 or the rematch afterwards that Omega beat him?
Ricochet versus Pete Dunne. Oh my
fuck
God.
yes!
Oh my fucking! Why didn't we put that on the list?
Competition. Oh, for the finish.
The finish.
The finish.
The name of the guy that Omega lost to in the
Juice? No.
Yeah, was it?
I think it was Juice.
No, that was last year. This year was Ishii.
Yeah. Was Ishii? No, but then that's what it was. That's why I'm remembering it this way because Ishii beat Omega, but then Zack Sabre Jr. beat Ishii. That match, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ishii, was holy fuck.
We watched that here.
That was crazy match.
Yeah,
because you would think Ishii was just dead, but no, like Zack Sabre Jr. was like crawling all over him like a fucking spider monkey, putting him in all kinds of different holds. That was an interesting ass match.
Yep, I agree. Man, let's do this.
How are we gonna do this? We gotta be a little structured here.
Well, if we're gonna be structured, you're gonna have to haul ass with your notes.
All
so
right.
you start with number 1.
Whoa.
Jericho versus Omega.
Whoa, hold on.
This is the first match on our list.
Oh,
match number 1.
Chronological
in order.
I thought you were gonna just blow your load. I was like,
right off the bat, Jericho versus Omega, U.S. title, no DQ. January 4th, Wrestle Kingdom 12.
Chronological order we're going here. Yeah. Okay.
What order do you have it on?
Go.
All right. So you want me to just say where?
No, talk about the match. We're gonna give our grades in a minute. Just go over the match.
I think that this was.
Y'all forgot how we did this shit last year?
Yeah, I do, because we've changed it like 3 or 4 different times.
I figured you just told the number, then talk about the match.
Talk about the match.
All right, we're gonna talk about the match.
Got it.
I thought this match. There was something that I had to say about this match, and I was holding on to it, which was this. This seemed like a match that was more about Jericho than it was about his opponent. And his opponent happened to be the best fucking wrestler in the world, Kenny Omega. Like, this match wasn't about Omega. It was about Jericho showing up in Japan, bringing his sports entertainment heel style in front of an audience that doesn't see that normally, and them letting him do it, which in their culture and in their society, it seemed like it's a little disrespectful to do all the shit that he did. So the fact that he did it and he got away with it and he, flipped off the fucking cameras and was, being a fucking heel the entire, like, that was pretty cool to see that in that setting for them. Now, I think while it's innovative for the Japanese audience, I'm not from Japan. I'm not Japanese. I've seen Jericho do a bunch of shit.
And you weren't there.
And I weren't there. And I've seen Jericho do this stuff. I've seen a bunch of other heels do all this stuff. It wasn't new to me. And while, holy shit, Jericho still got it. I didn't feel like this was a showcase for Omega. I didn't feel like Omega was the 100% same Omega that we've seen in other matches on our match of the year list, and other matches from matches of the year list from last year. Like, he could have been fighting anybody else. He could have been fighting Naito. He could have been fighting fucking, I don't know, anybody else from the New Japan roster. It didn't matter because it was actually more about Jericho and his coming out party in New Japan.
Wow. You could not be more wrong. If there was a resume that you needed to give Vince McMahon to show that you can sports entertain, Omega needs to put this match against Chris Jericho on that fucking resume. Because that's what Jericho did. I texted you early Sunday morning when you asked me, hey, which matches have you watched so far? The first thing I told you is, man, I wish I did not see these in chronological order. I would have loved to have seen this match in the middle of our list because other than the Lucha Underground 3-way we have, every other match is straight up ROH, New Japan, indie wrestling hangover. Who can chop the hardest? Who can yell the loudest? Who can type with the tightest submission?
Even the NXT matches were ROH style matches.
Yeah, this was in a list full of indie wrestling. This was sports entertaining to me. It proved that Omega can hang in an environment that is slower than him. He didn't have to go 100 miles an hour. He just needed to cruise control in 70. And let Jericho do all the crazy shit. Jericho beating up Red Shoes Uno's kid in ringside with the lion tamer, not the walls of Jericho, the fucking lion tamer. Yes. Him doing so many heelish things that within 10 minutes, the crowd was laughing at him. When he sat down to catch a break while everybody else was on the floor, everybody was fucking laughing. They appreciated out of all the indie wrestling that you saw, even on that fucking card, you got sports entertained by the guy that can do it right now, probably better than most, if not everyone, on the main roster of WWE, Chris Jericho. So I understand where you see his coming out party for Chris because look where it got him. He's a fucking champion right now in New Japan. But this also showed that Kenny Omega, there's more sides to that Rubik's Cube than just that gunmetal gray. He can do a lot of other things. He can slow down to. I was worried when they had this match that Omega was going to be too fast for Jericho because in other matches that he's in, he's going 120. But in this match, it did not feel like 42 minutes. This match was fucking good, man. It was, and then towards the end, that's when Omega put it in sixth gear and V-triggered the ever-loving fuck out of Jericho.
He did.
Dude.
Arnold, what do you got to say about this match?
Okay. The opposite of recency bias is what I had with this match. I saw this match. I was a young 30-year-old when I watched this match. You know what I'm saying? This match is fucking.
Before you were a parent again.
Yeah. I watched this match in a freezing cold outside, but I watched this match in my car with my daughter sleeping in the back seat and my
back in January.
Yeah, back in January with my wife getting a shot in the back of the neck for a ruptured disc. So I took her.
Goddamn.
Well, that's when it happened to be the day of Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
So it was like fucking 8, 9 in the morning. I had just finished in Japan, so I got first dibs at it. Once you and Scott fell asleep trying to watch it.
Yeah, once it was over, I went to sleep.
Yeah.
No, I went to work.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck it, let me watch. I propped it up. I propped my phone up on the car, and I was just watching this, like, just happy. I'm talking about happy. I'm talking about, like, yeah, I avoided all the spoilers from any dickhead in the morning and just watched it. And I got what you said, a badass sports entertainment match. If the WWE ever needs to know what Kenny Omega is about, all you gotta do is watch that match. This year was House of Money.
If WWE needs to know how they could water down Kenny Omega, all they gotta do is watch this match.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think WWE is?
Yeah,
you can't do this shit forever.
I know.
They watered down Daniel Bryan enough to where you saw Daniel versus AJ Styles a couple weeks ago.
They watered down AJ Styles enough to where people care about him.
They watered down Nakamura enough.
Yeah, come on.
They watered down Kenta enough.
Kenta watered himself down with injuries. You seen the scar on his
flat
arm?
coke.
He's flat coke.
That's why I gave it up for the rest of the year.
Flat Rumine?
Yeah.
Rumune?
Expired sake.
Other than
expired sake.
That being said, Chris pretty much shit on my logic of my wrestling matches of the year, though. Because that motherfucker's low on the list that I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
All right. You're entitled to your opinion, even if it's wrong.
Yep.
Number 2, start us off. Almas from TakeOver Philly for the NXT title. Break out your cheat sheets.
Oh, I will. I will for this one here. All right. I do know that this match, I was surprisingly entertained because every time I saw Almas, every fucking match was better than his last. And I remember I had zero fucks to give about Almas until the previous match. And then the previous match made me give more fucks and more fucks and more fucks. This is another one of those matches where I was like, you know what? I'm a fan of Almas. I fucking love this dude. And
Would you say you're a soul man?
Yes. This particular match itself, that got me to the point where I was like, all right, not only am I sold on Gargano, because I had been sold on Gargano, I'm really sold on Almas. There were a couple of things that kind of like, of course, we're talking about our matches of the year. None of these matches are bad matches, okay? We're fucking splitting hairs here. I have a hair to split. Mariachi Band at the beginning. I kind of marked out back in February when that match happened, but now it's like I watched it again and I was like, that's cheesy as fuck. It's stupid as fuck. They weren't actually playing along with the actual music, even though they were pretending they were. And I'm like, that was kind of dumb. And then now another thing that I like to take into consideration here. You and Travis historically have not liked that I take this into consideration. Arnold, I think maybe you're somewhere around the same way. Significance and where they are now. Cien has done diddly shit after that match. Well, he did one other match where he lost the title, but then after that, diddly shit
until October, November.
Until
November, December.
Even then,
he's starting to come up.
It was starting to, but he was like fucking NXT champ, and then he had this lull, and now he's like,
what's that guy do with that match? That's where your logic is fucked, because you can't disqualify how good of a match was with where they are in the company fucking 7 months later.
Well, the reason why I do take that into consideration is because if we're looking to see what is the match of 2018, what illustrates 2018, there's nothing else after that like points to, oh, all this happened and this is significant and this is a good reason because there.
Again, with the logicness, lack of logic on that part, because we're talking about the 10 wrestling matches. We're not talking about the
10 impacts of wrestling.
Exactly. We're talking about the 10 wrestling matches, bell to bell.
He's still holding a grudge from last year because you lowered Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne his pick because of all that shit last year.
And I mean, I like to consider all of that. Like, does it have fucking significance later on? Like, is it just like a, you could have, Vacant 1 versus Vacant 2 on SmackDown versus Raw, and they're pulling out all these fucking badass matches with like fucking Canadian destroyers and triple fucking moonsaults and all this badass fucking shit. But if it like is for somebody that you don't even know, doesn't have a name, you don't care about before and after, then what's the point?
Here's the part where that doesn't matter, because we're in a time now, like I've harped on earlier. There's 1,800 hours. There's like 2,000 hours worth of programming on the network. There's 9 hours of television on WWE. That's without Total Divas. That's without fucking all this other stuff that they're starting to do on the network. There's so many other promotions going on. I can't even remember half of the matches that happened like in the summer, because so much is going on right now. So even if it's like significance afterwards or not, that doesn't really matter, because you're not going to remember it anyway.
Yeah.
But there's going to be things that you do remember. You can't just throw your hands up in the air and says, well, you're not going to remember shit, so why care? I'm like, no, there's going to be things that they don't matter. And that's what wrestling is all about. It's not just, the monitos just going bow, 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 and like hitting each other and doing cool moves. It's about the stories leading into those moves and coming out of them. And like the whole reason why you're engaged, the whole reason why you're talking so great about Jericho is because it was sports entertaining. There's entertaining aspects to that
match. It doesn't matter if he never went back to New Japan. It didn't matter. That doesn't make the match any less than it is. Or if he never showed up and just like fucking showed up one day like Jushin Thunder Liger at a takeover and had a cool match with Breeze and never went back. That doesn't mean the match with Tyler Breeze sucked. It just means,
well, I'm not saying that it sucked either. I'm just saying
it's
that
just there. It doesn't.
But see, again, we're talking about the best matches, and we're splitting hairs here. And that's one thing that I'm like, I don't know. Like, did it matter? At the end of the day, does this match matter?
If you're talking about splitting hairs, you're getting upset because you went to the barber to get a haircut and your pubes are still there. Yes. You went to get your hair cut. Don't worry about your pubes or your pits. We're just talking about your haircut.
No, that's all we're talking about.
It is the same thing.
That's like saying, no, here it is. That's like going to the barbershop and getting a sick-ass haircut, then going on a date with a girl and it not working. No matter what the fucking date, when the fucking haircut that day was badass. What the fuck does it matter about
All
the
right,
girl?
well then let's go back to WrestleMania 30. Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton and Batista. If there was none of that story going into it and coming out of it, and it was just, oh, those three guys and they had an okay match, would anybody give a fuck? Would 70,000 people in the fucking Superdome be chanting yes?
Was it my match of the year that year?
Yeah, I think it was on our list, wasn't it?
Nope.
No, it wasn't on our list.
Neither that one
point.
Neither
No,
that one,
doesn't.
neither that one,
No,
or
it
with
doesn't.
Triple H, which already had story.
But I'm just saying, as an example, doesn't a match mean more if there's meaning to it? It's not just about like the moves.
I think it means more. I think you're being very specific. As far as what we're talking about, the matches of the year are matches of the year, not match that paid off a storyline, and then after that, who benefited from it, and yada yada yada. If that's the case, we have a fucking binder full of notes for every match. What are you talking about? How we wouldn't have a list on a fucking to-do list over the best matches of the year.
Just because you didn't fucking take good notes doesn't mean
I didn't. I remember all these matches vividly. I remember all these matches vividly. I'm saying that doesn't mean that I care about the significance of their matches throughout the year. Like the whole Jericho Omega match. Like, where are they both now? Right now, one of them is smoking cigars and doing cruises, and the other one is.
That's something that helps that match. That's why that match is even elevated more than what
that would hurt the match to me because neither one of them are in important ass storylines right now.
Yeah, fucking Jericho. You said it yourself. Jericho's fucking Intercontinental Champion in New Japan right now. Kenny Omega, fuck, man. He's fucking Kenny Omega. He'd
be Kenny Omega without that match.
Huh?
He'd be Kenny Omega one way or another, so that's irrelevant. Right.
What do you mean he beat him?
Let's go on to the next match.
Well, what do you have to say about that match? Because I feel like I'm the only one who even talked about this match.
What match were we talking about?
we strayed Gargano versus Almas.
So far from the point of the actual fucking match. We spent anyway. Yeah,
Gargano versus Almas.
Gargano versus Almas. That was middle of the pack match as far as 10 matches, but it was fucking solid. That match made me what I've been saying about Almas for fucking years, like a couple years, fucking years since he was on NXT in the early days. That he's damn good, but there's something missing from him, and he needs to take that next step. And to me, this match was beyond the next step because he was slowly climbing to it whenever he fought McIntyre here last year. That match right there was, to me, I was like, oh, fuck, he's got something, but he needs to take it to the next level. That match against Johnny Wrestling, to me, is probably the reason why he's on the main roster.
I remember
it was Meltzer's first 5-star WWE match since Punk and fucking Cena.
I must have forgot that part.
Yeah, no.
I remember in the moment watching it that I felt like it was 5 minutes too long. Watching it again over the weekend, knowing where the end was, it was where it had to be. The finish though, where he did the running knees on the post outside, dude. I don't know who got the brunt of that. I'm surprised Almas was still walking.
I'm surprised that ring didn't break.
Yeah.
Well, that was the last match of the night.
That's
they had
true.
to tear it down anyway.
Yeah.
You're saving a ref a couple minutes.
Yeah.
It might be in the middle of my pack too, just because Gargano was due for the title, but Almas had just got the belt from McIntyre.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like he had like name brand value yet.
Then that made sense.
I think afterwards it did, but I guess anticipating it, it was like, well,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. But from bell to bell, that match was fucking solid as fuck.
Yeah,
that match was really, really good, and it's crazy because you see a cruiserweight and a Mexican guy. You know what I mean? It's not what exactly.
I thought we were one and the same.
Yeah, sort of. It's not exactly what the fucking WWE tries to put as their top quality as far as their main eventers and shit. But goddamn, that match stole the show that night for sure.
How about Golden Lovers against the Young Bucks? You're new to this because this was one that you didn't add. You were gone.
I almost didn't watch this match on the list in general. I was like, I'm just gonna stick it in the back of the list by just proxy. I'm sure it's gonna be in the top 5
and then
in the bottom 10. And then I watched the match here, and then I was like, damn, that match was fucking good.
That poor botch for fucking Ibushi when they try to do the triangle wing or whatever they call it.
And golden triangle?
Yeah. Oh, fuck, man. I think that's the only flaw I have in that match.
Wait, I didn't watch that match here.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
I watched that match right as soon as I left here on Sunday.
Because we had
that's when I was like, fuck, let me watch it. Then I went and watched it at home. Some smart asshole put it on YouTube, and it's gone now. Trust me, some of these matches were a bitch to find because I didn't want to. The network is not that easy to fucking navigate.
Oh, and the NewJapan.com.
God damn, it's so not easy to navigate. But that tag team match was fucking gold, dude. Like I said, I thought I had my list last week. I was wrong. I needed to put this match way up there, man, because it proves my point about the Young Bucks. And this match wasn't even that spotty. It wasn't even that like typical Young Bucks matches you see on Twitter, the gifs and all this kind of shit.
Yeah, just
this match was fucking badass wrestling.
Travis would always enjoy their matches, but wouldn't consider them anywhere near candidacy for match of the week because their role of just being spot monkeys, kick parties.
Exactly.
Would you agree with him in that match, or what would you say to him to convince him to watch this match?
This match isn't one of those matches. This match isn't a spot party. Mm-hmm. This isn't a super kick party. Yeah, there was a couple of super kicks here and there, but that was it. Because this match was a better sports entertainment match than Jericho Omega. This had better story going into and out of it. It had better significance than any of the other matches that we talked about so far. This had all of the things firing on all cylinders for it. If you want me to split hairs, I have one hair to split.
Do it.
Was this no DQ? Because Red Shoes at one point was trying to stop this spot with the belts, where it was like hitting him with the belt. And it was like, wait a second, ref. If this is no DQ, then just let him. If it's not no DQ, just fucking disqualify him. Why are you trying to stop him from hitting him with the belt and he's still hitting him anyway? That was a little weird. So I don't know. That was now. That's my only thing where I'm splitting hairs here. I mean, I did write another negative where it says Kenny and Nick were waiting for the other two spot to be done when they were standing outside the ring. They were standing there looking. You know, the camera caught them, but I don't know. I think I could kind of forgive that because maybe they didn't know. But when we just started spending like 5 fucking minutes talking about whether or not significance should be considered, that helps this match. And Hector says this in the live chat. If we're using the significance aspects, that means that the Omega match or any Omega match will be on the match of the year because of the significance of Omega's trajectory throughout the year. You are correct. You're right. Anything fucking Omega does is going to be part of that.
Oh, look at our list.
Yeah, I know. That's why Omega's like all over this fucking list. Yeah. But yeah, the significance of this, I think I may have wrote this down. If not, I'll just say it. This could have been the beginning of the end of the Bullet Club. Even though at the end of the story, it was all hugs and okay, we fought like brothers and now we're done fighting. Let's just hug it out. No, that's when fucking Cody stuck his fucking shit in his nose.
That's when Big Brother came in and like, hey.
Yeah. So the end of the Bullet Club started at the end of this match. Even though a lot of people were thinking the end of the Bullet Club was coming before it. No. And that's a really big fucking deal, man. The end of the fucking Bullet Club coming out and into this match. This is the fucking pivotal moment of that entire storyline for the last 3-4 fucking years when Bullet Club's been hot shit. This is where it's stopping. And oh man, this is some good fucking stuff. And the friendships between the Young Bucks and Kenny's still loyalty to Ibushi, and how like Ibushi's like, yo, can we just have a match? But they're like, you know, trying to fight.
I don't care about your storylines. I just want to fight.
Yeah, and like, dude, all the fucking interactions between all 4 of them were great. Nick telling Matt, hey, man, you don't need to do that. Let's just do the actual match. Forget about the table, bro. And then later on, it looks like he was going more bang for a buck. Yeah. No, fuck that motherfucker outside on the table. Yeah. You know, fuck.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. A good match paints a storyline inside of the match. and that's what that match did.
Oh,
if you didn't know anything about them, the storyline, by the end of the match, you did. Just because they spoke with their moves.
Yeah, they spoke in the match. Yeah, they spoke in the match. Yeah, but there was a lot of speaking before and after.
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah. What about
the next one?
Match number 4: Ciampa versus Gargano, unsanctioned.
Chris, you start. You haven't started.
Takeover New Orleans. My biggest nit to pick might be my only one, and it's this. Building up to the match, Gargano was already gone. He was gone from NXT. He kept pigging at Ciampa until Ciampa gave in and said, you know what? Let's have a match. If I beat you, you're dead to me. You're dead to the brand. You're dead to this planet. Yeah. If you win, I'll let you come back so that I can kick your ass some more. With that stipulation, I already knew Ciampa was winning. I mean, I already knew Gargano was winning.
Okay.
So it took away from me of this isn't Marvel. They're not gonna just let Dino snap his fingers and kill half of the heroes.
Yeah.
The NXT is not wise enough to snap their fingers and get rid of Gargano. Maybe 3 months from now, have him on 205 completely repackaged. Hell, have him show up in the main roster to be the next Daniel Bryan. Yeah. Nothing. I already knew from the moment that match was announced that if Gargano won, he was gonna be back on the main roster, on the NXT roster. I knew the match was gonna win.
You're wrong, and here's why. You're wrong, and here's why. This is not Marvel, where if they die, they're gone and they're no longer in canon. This is WWE. If you get fired from NXT, oh shit, we're gonna see him on Raw tomorrow.
No
oh, shit.
They made specific points of he can't go to Raw or SmackDown. It was his WWE contract.
That made it more that he was.
That's how I agree with you.
That he was gonna win it.
But
that's a waste of talent if you let him go that way.
But was there or was there not at least twice in the match where you're like, oh fuck, he's gonna lose?
Yeah.
Yes, there were. Yes, there were. I echo your exact same sentiment. When that happened, I'm like, oh, Gargano's gonna win. I'll bet my fucking house he's gonna win.
No, I wasn't reacting to the falls. I was reacting to, for example, the power bomb on the fucking concrete.
Oh my god! Wait a second. Can we go back and make that fucking nomination for Spot of the Year?
Oh god!
I just remembered because it happened fucking 8 months ago.
Yeah, it did. That's a fucking sick ass spot. That could be Spot of the Year.
That was brutal.
I remember Little Abel watching fucking VHS tapes of fucking Razor Ramon, and one thing Razor Ramon did, I saw him do it like 2 or 3 times, just pull up those blue, ugly fucking maps.
Do the Razor's Edge?
And try to do the Razor's Edge on it. That's what I was having flashbacks of, this fucking match.
Yep.
Oh my god, that was so beautiful. It was a beautiful old school heel Spot who's like, I really want to hurt this fucking guy.
This wasn't even a wrestling match. I watched this match with I rewatched this match with my wife this weekend, and by half of it she's like, I can't even watch this anymore. Like, it's not even fun.
Look her up, baby.
She was saying like, she's like, it's like
too brutal.
Yeah, it's too brutal. It's like it's too much. I'm like, it's not brutal enough. I was just like, oh my god, because I hate CZW. Unpopular opinion, I hated ECW. I hate Extreme Wrestling. I think it's the fucking like one of the shittiest brand like styles of wrestling ever.
Okay,
it's lazy.
Lowest common denominator.
Yeah, backyard wrestling, Extreme Wrestling, right above it.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Okay,
because I like
all of it.
Most of it.
I was about to say, come on.
There's
Malenko Guerrero,
Taz,
Mysterio, fucking.
That's what I'm saying.
He's talking about the style.
Exactly.
Not the brand.
Style, exactly.
Okay, good.
So
make sure we're on the same page because people that are watching,
the style of Extreme Wrestling is garbage to me because we could be fucking extreme wrestlers if we wanted to.
Well, I was in high school for a couple minutes.
Exactly, I was in a fucking backyard wrestling DVD, VHS in high school. Anyway, that's another life.
What other kind of videos?
You ever heard Debbie Does Dallas?
Oh god.
Well, Arnie did Austin. But anyway,
Arnie does Soho.
But this match was so bad as far as the shit that was going on, that it was good. This match was, man. And it was the story in the fucking match where I will give you some credit. Their backstory played so well into this match that if it wasn't there, maybe this match it'd be a considerable candidate, but it wouldn't be as high as on the list as it is on mine if not for it. So I'll give you the whole storyline thing on this match.
It was either last year or 2 years ago. Travis and I, and Scott too, we put the first match from the Cruiserweight Classic between Gargano and Ciampa on the list, and you had no idea why. When they did the callback at the very end where they sat next to each other and thinking that everything was going to be fine, and then Ciampa tricked them, and Gargano was ready for it and finished them with the fucking brace.
Oh, I loved it. That finish was so good. The finish was so poetic because of the brace. That's how he won, with the brace. I loved how when the crutch got involved, that was so poetic because he was walking around with the crutch and he whacked him with the crutch, when he was after he fought Almas. That was so fucking poetic, man. There was so much fucking callbacks and stuff that it just made sense in the story. And I'm the story guy and I fucking loved it. One other really big thing that, like, I'm agreeing with what the positive things you guys are saying. I want to add on there. Ciampa not having any fucking music.
Yes.
Ciampa coming out to a chorus of
eating up the asshole chant. Oh. Even now, I still regret that they gave him new music. He should have just kept rolling with that.
When he was sitting on the apron after he did something dastardly to fucking Gargano, and he was just sitting there mocking the crowd. Yay! That was so great.
That was so good.
Now, can I knit a pick?
Go for it.
Pick a knit.
Pick a knit. The dude with the crutches on the other side of the barricade
gimmick.
That was too gimmick.
Much. It was worse than their second match when the guy said Johnny used his sign.
That was like a Pokemon plant. He looked so fucking awkward.
Yeah, it was real bad because not only did he take his crutches, but security was like, "All right, come along." Like, wait, hold on. This dude just had his crutches taken.
So security like, this was a live wrestling event, not a fucking Make-A-Wish session.
It could have been.
They escorted him back to his seat.
Maybe, I don't know. Like, it could have just been way better.
Yeah, no, that was way.
They had the kid with the crutches because nobody showed up with a fucking wooden leg.
Yeah, they should have just had crutches planted underneath the ring and he just took them out. That's all he could have done. Or went over to like one of the EMTs and been like, bam, and got a crutch from the EMTs or something. Like the dude with the crutch.
That's the only
thing that I didn't like about that match.
Then you got me fucking up.
For someone that did not put this match on the list, convince me why Murphy Alexander 1 deserves to be on here. When there's 4 real Kenny Omega matches where I don't need the counterfeit parade Kenny Omega in fucking Buddy Murphy. Go.
What's the question?
Why is this match on the list?
I don't know. It shouldn't be on the list.
Y'all picked it. You picked it.
No, I didn't.
I didn't pick this. I didn't watch it in lifetime.
I watched it again today and said, why the fuck is this match on the list?
We did pick this.
I did not pick this. I've never seen this match until today.
No, you hadn't. We saw this the first time.
I've never seen this big match until today.
Rewind the tape.
That's why I was so confused on why it was on the list.
You drink too much.
No, it's not. I'm like, I asked y'all. I even said,
so was it me and you that
picked it? It was y'all too, because I voted, if anything, to put their match in Australia on the list. And y'all said no. I was like, well, fuck it.
Yeah.
It was on a random ass 205 live in the middle of the fucking.
You're looking at the guy that doesn't watch 205 live, so it's not me.
I have no fucking clue why this match is on the list. I watched it today and was like, why?
Was that one episode you and Porsche did?
It was in May. That's all I know.
I don't know.
It was in May, and I was like,
I don't think we nominated that as this. I don't know,
but
we need to go back and check the tape.
Yeah, that match has no business on this list.
If we're talking about Between the Bells only, that's a good match. Is it great?
We're talking about
the year? Maybe not.
If we're talking about Between the Bells, the match had an okay start, an average build, and a fucking fantastic end.
Yes.
By the end of the match, I was like, it was tight. The crowd was into it. Well, granted,
the crowd.
They were from North Carolina, and it was after the SmackDown.
Yeah.
But no, they were merited for loving that match. Mm-hmm. That match, if it was on a Raw, would have been fucking. Yeah, and been like, oh fuck, this is a badass match.
Yeah.
If that match was on SmackDown that night, it would have
gone over. Yeah.
It would have gone over.
Yeah.
I agree.
That being said, in conclusion, I got played. I don't know if this match should be on the list after all. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch the Australia match. maybe we should have considered maybe
you should go back and watch the episode where you nominated this.
Yeah, see what the
because
fuck
it wasn't
happened.
me. I was off.
Yeah,
I remember specifically. I remember thinking to myself, well, Travis and I picked a couple of matches without either one of y'all.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if this match got on without my approval.
Yeah.
So I know I didn't pick this.
I definitely.
You probably don't remember it, bro.
If I did pick this, I remember because I remember watching this match. Like I've never seen this match before.
That every year,
I don't watch the whole
every year we or a collective unit here have at least one match where we're like, it must have been in the moment because we don't know how this got here.
Yeah.
Last year was Naito Tanahashi, I think.
Yeah, and that one
where it was like,
that shouldn't have been on there.
Omega. You even said Omega Okada was better than that match, and I don't even know why it's on there.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So there's always one every year.
Yeah, last year
you're just in the moment. You're still erect, and the lights are still out. You're
last
like,
year, I thought Omega Okada two should have been the match of the year, and it wasn't even on the list.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I think that if we were just maybe if we were going through a dry spell, or if that was the best thing that week, maybe for the next
I don't remember.
The month
if any of y'all remember,
it was still really good
match. Yeah,
really
probably
good.
the best match on 205 Live.
But compared to the other stuff around here, no.
Yeah, no.
I mean, Mustafa versus Ced was really good.
Cedric would have been on there.
Mustafa versus Murphy was really good.
If Mustafa versus Cedric would have been on this list instead of that one, Mustafa versus Cedric would have been over at least 3 of these matches.
I think some combination of those 3 wrestlers needed to have been on this list, and this being the particular representative of it, I'm not sure. Again, and when I say this, this match included, none of these matches are bad. This one probably is not the best.
Yeah.
2 years ago, we had John Cena versus AJ Styles from SummerSlam as our match of the year.
Mm-hmm.
The following year, their rematch at the Royal Rumble was a candidate for match of the year, which was overthrown last year by Omega Okada 3.
Right.
This year, Omega Okada 4 is trying to do the repeat. Talk to me about Omega Okada 4. 2 out of 3 falls, no time limit for the IWGP Championship that at the time Okada was still holding.
I'm gonna go with some positives first.
Go for it.
All right. I think it was really cool that they decided that they were going to go ahead and do 2 out of 3 falls because we're tied 1-1-1 apiece. Yep. So you know what? Fuck it. 2 out of 3. There must be a winner. Yeah. And we had issues with time limits before. No time limit. Just go out there and fucking determine. That just sounds like a recipe for fuck. We're finally going to get a definitive winner. And a lot of the stuff that we saw in those first 3 matches, we saw repeated and built upon in this match. So all those badass fucking matches from 1, 2, and 3, all that shit we saw in there was in this fucking match too. So it was super fucking fun. There was a lot to say. We spent
a whole day of work watching this match. Remember?
Yeah.
We would pause it. We'd go do a delivery. We'd come back and fucking watch it.
Yep.
This match was fucking fun.
Yeah. It definitely deserves to be on our match of the year list.
It should.
Definitely. Before I get to any negatives, do you guys want to throw out positives first, or do you want to have turns or whatever?
The commentary for New Japan when it's Kevin Kelly and Don Callis, I don't like to use this word often, but it's very close to perfection.
Ooh.
When Don Callis is spending the first 25 minutes of this match putting over how important the first fall is in the match, to where when Okada wins the first fall, Kenny Omega not only has to beat the guy that he still hasn't beaten, that he beat, but he has to do it twice.
Right.
And already the commentary's putting more weight on Omega's on Omega's shoulders. And okay, he's fucked. He might get 1, but
he ain't gonna get 2.
I've never seen somebody win 2 in a row, basically.
Especially after Okada got the first.
Yeah. Man. And then at the moment when we were anticipating this, you were hesitant about how the breaks in between the falls would stop the momentum.
Right.
But the second one told a great story.
Yes.
And again, the commentary putting it over. Well, what the fuck if Okada doesn't get up? Oh man, fucking Gato's trying to stop them from starting the match.
Stalling the referee.
This is bullshit. Like, holy
He's stalling the referee. That's bullshit.
Yeah. When, those moments where Corey Graves or Vampiro or when Don Callis are not wrestling commentators but fans at ringside, and they give you that impression that they're one of us.
Yeah,
it just comes across like such a thing that you want to be a part of. And I think for all the stuff that we say about the matches and our match of the year, Lucha Underground specifically, the first couple of years and these last 2 years of New Japan, their commentary is fucking on point. Yeah. We don't get people calling while they're doing rest holds. We don't get Michael Cole talking about trying to put over the next season of Total Divas. We don't get Corey Graves going through Wikipedia finding healthy things that are going to agree with Daniel Bryan. No, they talk about what the fuck is going on in the ring for an hour and 10 minutes. That's all they're doing. They're making sure that if you went to get up to grab some Doritos while you're listening, they're making sure that you're not missing fucking shit.
Yep.
Cool. And you don't get that in most of these match of the years. Right. Even the past few years, you don't get that. Again, last year when they said, hey, they've wrestled an hour and 45 minutes in the first two matches, and now we're in part 3 of the story. You ready? Buckle up. And that's basically what you get here. I love when there's matches like this. You'd say it a lot where, oh man, I had this match where, hey, if a brother-in-law or my sister come in, hey, what are you doing? Well, let me fucking show you. And that's one of these because they don't need to know the beginning. They don't need to worry about the end. All they got to do is sit down. And once that bell rings, they know why the bell's ringing. And once that bell rings again for it to be over, they understand how big of a deal it is that it's over. So, because I know you've already talked about the moves. I know Arnold's about to gush about the moves. So I just thought I'd bring in something that a lot of people might not focus on.
Yeah.
You know, because again, even without your before and after, you want the ambiance. You want the crowd reaction. You want the wrestlers reacting to the crowd. You want the commentary doing exactly what they're supposed to do. When all the stars are aligned, that's basically your match of the year. You might have more stars in your universe than I do or Arnold does, but at the same time, when they're all in that same point, that's when you strike gold. And I think they came damn near close to it, if not with it. The only nit I have to pick, I'll save for when we start picking nits. Gush.
This match was damn near perfect. The matches were damn near perfect.
Yeah.
You wrapped them all into one, and they have what the other one, what you wanted from the other one, you got in the other one. What you didn't get in that one, you got in the third. And it was just like, bam. This match is perfect. That's like almost nothing else I can say about it. It was just this span of matches, these 3 matches were perfect together. And I'm glad they did it this way because fuck. They're both superstars, man. And in their own rights. Kenny Omega was transcending and Okada is just the shit, dude. Like
if anything,
he doesn't look like he is. Like he looks like just a wrestler. You know what I mean? There's nothing when I see Okada, there's nothing that I see this like, oh yeah, fuck it. It's probably gonna be some big shit. But
here's what I've learned about Omega and Okada. Omega, from the moment he walks out of the ring, the charisma switch is on and on turbo. Okada's isn't until it's like a diesel truck. You got to get it moving first. Once it gets up to speed, you're not stopping that shit. So maybe
which was the same for Tanahashi.
Yes. Yep. And a little bit for Naito. A little bit. But that's what I get from Okada is like, you know what? I wish the switch was on more often because he's starting to grab my attention more and more in these matches to the point where I don't mind watching Okada wrestle Shibata. I don't mind Okada wrestling Jay White. I don't mind Okada at All In wrestling the villain because he's slowly starting to win me over. But with Omega, dude, it's one match. You're already there. When Omega wrestled Kushida for the light heavyweight title,
that was
for the light heavyweight title, and the commentary was like, dude, Don Callis was like, dude, Kenny Omega shaved his arms the week before this match so that he can use his stubble as a weapon against Kushida's face. That kind of shit.
That's the shit, right?
You know, so from that moment, that switch was already on, and I was hooked to every Kenny match. It took me 3 years, but now I'm there with Okada too, where I'll watch Okada, even though Okada Tanahashi, I'll watch that again because I'm invested now where I wasn't so invested a long time ago.
Yeah, I want to throw something out there for significance with this match.
Go.
Kenny Omega is a goddamn IWGP champion because of this match.
Finally.
Holy shit. That is super fucking significant.
Here's the best part about that significance.
A Canadian white guy.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the last fucking Brock Lesnar?
Styles. Oh no, Canadian. It was Brock wasn't.
Well, Brock's Canadian, but okay.
Brock lives in Canada.
Yeah. The significance about that, the big out of everything that's happened in TNA, and I'll say this until the day I die, the biggest mistake TNA ever made was they pulled the trigger on Samoa Joe's heavyweight title run too late. They pulled the trigger fucking perfectly at the right time because they took so long to put it and bake it and throw it in the oven that they knew exact second to pull it out.
It was that rabbit chasing the fucking carrot.
Just finally.
It was like killing Glenn on The Walking Dead. They teased it for so long.
That at that point,
and then
if he didn't die from Negan, he was gonna be boring.
Yeah. Negatives. Sounds like you don't have any negatives for this match.
Oh, I have one.
Well, the only one is fucking long as shit.
That's the same excuse that I gave for Omega Okada #2, which might have been the quality over quantity better than all four of them.
But back,
it's too fucking long.
Going back to what you said about commentary, the Callis said there was the one match that was pretty lengthy that Okada won. But then there was the other match that Omega won in the G1 Climax. It was under 30 minutes, and we never thought anybody could beat Okada, much less do it under 30 minutes. Kenny Omega did it, but then they did a 1 hour long draw.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I would have liked for one of those 3 falls to have been another one just like that, going back, retelling that story, where then, bam!
The second one was short.
I wanted it to be shorter. Where something was super short. I felt like the entire match, the whole thing from first fall to the last, it was too long.
I'm gonna transition because are you done?
One of my favorite WWE documentaries is The Rise and Fall of ECW.
Okay.
I love it. I memorized almost half of it. I don't watch it that often because it's almost 3 hours long.
Yep.
Compared to any other WWE documentary, it's an hour 30, hour 45. I don't see myself going back and watching this match on the reg because it's so fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I still to this day watch the 30-minute G1 Climax because the story that's already built in that Suzuki raped both these fuckers, except one's still on the red pill.
Yeah.
And then it takes 27 minutes and it's done. It tells everything.
And with the length, there is something that
I thought overrated, women. I thought very overrated.
I thought you would have picked this mid. The start was a little slow.
It was slow.
The start was slow. They could have fucking chopped down the first 5 to 8 minutes of the very beginning.
12, at least 12. 10 to 12.
They could have cut all that off and get to it.
Yeah.
They've already wrestled each other 2.5 hours.
They don't need to feel themselves.
Yeah,
exactly.
Please make this match that's an hour and a half long to a 45-minute match by cutting out some of that fluff at the beginning.
Yep.
Another part, I said this as a compliment. I'm going to talk out both sides of my mouth here. This is I'm saying the same thing. It's not a compliment. They did a lot of the same fucking stuff that we saw in the 3 matches before.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff that we loved, we got more of it and a lot more of it. It's kind of like you get a really good meal. Man, I'm going to go back for seconds. Except that when you go back for seconds and you get that second plate, you put a bigger fucking portion than you had on the first plate.
Which is opposite. You're supposed to put less.
You're supposed to do it the other way around.
That way you have room for dessert.
No, now like you're feeling like a beached fucking whale, and you're like, I'm never eating that ever again. Like that's I feel like I don't want to see a part 5. Please don't make it happen. It might be because I feel too goddamn full after this match. Now, I said this while I was watching this with you, Chris. Could this be a little bit of fatigue because we're watching all these goddamn matches in one day and one match takes up over an hour of our time? Could that be it?
Jericho Omega took 46 minutes. Gargano Almas easily took 35 minutes. Mm-hmm. So that it could just be fatigue. It's fatigue because we're slowly going down the list, and we know that there's an hour-and-a-half speed bump in the middle.
Yeah, that the cram factor of it, says a lot.
I spent 8 hours on Sunday, knocking out this entire list, and 7 of it was in a row.
Yeah,
7 hours in a row.
Yeah,
so it can be fatigue.
Yeah, I spread this out.
It's once a year. That's why I do it.
This was early in the fatigue factor, though. Do you feel about the same way about it?
So
matches
you did watch them in chronological order?
Yes.
Okay, I did.
Well, I missed except for one. We waited for you for this next match.
I watched it all over the fucking place, but
I wish I would have watched it all over.
And I'm glad that I did.
And I should have spaced it out over at least Saturday and Sunday.
I spaced the shit out over a week. So I gave myself time to digest every match.
How do you feel about the length of this match?
Giving myself time to digest, I think it was by the end of the match, I didn't say, "Oh my god, that was a long match."
The reason,
match, I was like,
the reason why it made sense.
Yeah,
by the third match, Okada's is trying to do the Rainmaker, and Omega just and then Omega's trying to hit a V trigger, and Okada just and they're half the time they're just like fucking zombies from The Walking Dead. So they're telling the story that we're fucking feeling here on the couch.
We were just as
but at the same time, well, I want to watch this story again later. That's where it's a no. That's the biggest nit I have. Is as good as this match was at the moment, I didn't feel it. Watching it over the weekend, I did feel it, even though it told a story and it made every minute made sense. But goddamn, I'm not doing that shit again.
All right, next match.
I want you to start this off because you are the last person that I ever look for to talk Lucha Underground.
Okay.
3 years ago, Mil Muertes versus Phoenix in the first grave match. No. Murphy Alexander.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, Murphy. No.
We talked about that match already.
Mil Muertes, number 7. Yeah. Mil Muertes, Phoenix, and Jeremiah Crane. 3 years ago, the original Grave Consequences, Muertes and Phoenix, was our match of the year. And now we get to add Jeremiah Crane to this, and you are not Lucha Underground friendly. What did you think when this match was over?
That was fucking bananas.
I believe the term you're looking for is plátanos.
Yeah. Yeah. That was fucking wacky. It was stupid. It was entertaining.
That's the other match between Y2J and this one.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I was like, it was a breath of fresh air from the list. It was like
something different.
Something different. Yeah. Quality of match was okay. We're deducting points. I told y'all during the match when we were watching together, the fact that it was edited.
Yes.
Downgraded.
Speak on it.
All these other matches we saw, at least what you're watching, is a live product. Mm-hmm. Everything was right in the raw. There was no, oh fuck, I fucked this match. I botched this. Let's try it again.
Yeah.
Lucha Underground was taped fucking 4 years ago. You know what I mean?
Well, this season was only 6 months.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was they had chances to edit their little mistakes or their little. Throw in some stuff that there was extra. That being said, the match entertained me from beginning to end. There wasn't a point where I was like, "Oh man, the match is going on kind of long." In fact, I think it was almost the perfect length. It was doom,
short,
doom, and everybody everyone got their storyline wise. You guys had to break it down for me, but they played it so well.
And the commentary did a good job.
The first guy that went down was the first guy that should have gone down. That shouldn't have even been in the match.
Jeremiah.
Yeah. It's all right. I reserve my judgment for him. He's he's never been anything special to me. Solomon Crow, Jeremiah Crane,
Sammy Callahan.
Whatever. All these names.
Pendejo.
Yeah, I don't care for the guy. So anyway, then we got down to the nitty-gritty. And that was fucking tight. I fell in love with wrestling by watching AAA, by watching CMLL, all that shit. So lucha shit that's what has my heart. As far as I can sit down and watch it. You don't need storyline for that. They just put on great shows. But the fact that they had a good storyline in it is fucking even better. The whole thing with Katrina, and every time they pan to Katrina, you hear a collective, "Whoa!" in this room. Every single time, oh yeah, there's room. It was like, oh, what the? It was like when
take my soul.
Yeah, it was like when Sideshow Bob would step on a rake. It every single time, and it never failed. Ooh, yeah. So it was fucking like it was great. And then when 1,000 Deaths won, made it 1,000 Mil Muertes y Una.
Yes.
When he did that, like the fact that like Katrina was like on the casket, like
dry humping that casket.
He was
and
like,
Mills like,
fuck?
you meet me in the ring with this inside the Aztec seal. Like, nah, I'm getting mine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That made it put a good little bow on top of this match. So it had everything that we liked about matches. It was great wrestling, good storyline, and just good theatrics.
I wish you could go back and watch what happens after, because that's where the storyline gets interesting.
Really crazy.
So they bring Phoenix back from the dead from that match, but not all of Phoenix is there. So he's evil Phoenix. He's dark Phoenix. Nega Phoenix. And that's an example where Lucha Underground does so good of literally doing a 180 on a character and sticking to it.
Yeah.
This Nega Phoenix is nothing like High Flyer Phoenix. It's completely night and day. But it's you.
Yeah.
What you got a feeling for? Where are you feeling in for that?
I didn't like this match as much on the second go around as I did the first.
You and I, obviously, are the ones that put this match on.
Yeah. Much like the cruiserweight match, in conclusion, I got played. I didn't have the feeling after watching it the second time that this match should be on our match of the year. I have a few nits to pick with this match. First, I don't like that Jeremiah Crane was eliminated by Ivelisse. I like that Ivelisse got her fucking comeuppance on him and beating the shit out of him with a hammer. Like, that's cool, but I wish it wasn't her that closed the casket. Because
she wasn't in the match.
Yeah, so like beat the shit out of him, let him fall into the casket, and then have one of the others out there take advantage and just close it.
Or if she throws him hard enough that the lid just like slowly. But the fact that she actually put her hands on it and like slammed it shut.
Yeah,
when she shouldn't be touching the casket because she's not on the match.
Yeah, like I didn't like it. The other thing too, it kind of had an anticlimactic ending in itself. Yeah, sure. The flatliner counter off of the top rope was brutal. That was sick. But what should have happened is the casket should have been right there next to it, and then flatliner, throw him in there, close it, boom. But no, they did the flatliner. They sold it. They had to find where the casket was. He had to pick him up, take him over there. They put it it was like too herky-jerky there at the end. Yeah. And I didn't expect that to be the end because of that. Yeah, sure, it was a flatliner off of the top rope. Holy shit, it's his finisher, and he did it off the top. Oh, fuck. But in wrestling, like, if you do a finisher but enough time passes, that's a near fall. Yeah. I was expecting that to be a near fall right then and there at the very end, and it wasn't. So, I don't know, man. Like, it was good, but it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best.
NXT television, Aleister Black defends the title against Tommaso Ciampa.
Go first, Chris. He keeps throwing them to us.
I'm gonna apply this to the same category that you just did with the match before, because this wasn't live. Yeah. So if there was any errors that had to have been done or could have been done, that NXT editing did a good job of making sure they didn't exist. I'm not sure if it's a positive or a negative. Again, in the chapter of the, if we're just analyzing the chapter of the story and not the story itself, I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan of Gargano being the one to cost Black the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like that leads into how the whole three-way started. Yeah. Yep. But in the moment, I would have preferred if Ciampa, the way he's pushing that he just needs one chance, where to capitalize on an error that Aleister Black made, as opposed to somebody else taking the belt.
Which is technically what happened.
Either way, I love the fucking promo afterwards where Gargano's chewing out Ciampa, saying you wouldn't be champion because of me, and then Aleister knocks him out. I was like, exactly. He wouldn't be champion because of you. But I wish there would have been a better way to implement, a different way to implement that. Yeah. If you're pushing that Gargano, that Ciampa only needs one chance. Yeah. Unless you're factoring in everything that happened even from last week's NXT that possibly it's DIY as a heel, and they've been doing this shtick the entire fucking time.
Oh yeah.
So that's where like I'm blurring the line in between whether it's a positive or negative that Gargano was inserted in this, where I would have just like I would have wanted to see last year Revival versus Authors of Pain. I didn't need DIY, but they just threw it in there and it was okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Black and Ciampa. It would okay that Gargano ended up there, but I didn't need him. I would have just wanted those two.
Yeah.
I have an interesting tidbit here for this match in my notes. And it's a question mark, but I still have it as a positive, not a negative. Black was not ready? Question mark. Was there a little bit of subtext that Black was looking past Ciampa, that Black was too confident in himself because he's been rolling over everybody that, oh, these two fucking lovers are fighting over each other. Yeah. I'm going to take out one of them because he's distracted. And that kind of bit him in the ass in the early going of the match. It wasn't until halfway through that Black woke up and was like, oh, fuck. Yes, he's a threat. I kind of liked that because, yeah, sure, the storyline is Ciampa is undeserving of a title shot, but he took out who's presumably the #1 contender, so he gets a shot. But, you know, like, there's a little bit of story there that wasn't really explored, but it kind of was unspoken, and I liked it. I liked it. What do you have to say about this match, Armin?
The match was great. The outcome was unexpected, honestly, because I thought they'd give him a longer title run than they did. It's funny because the Tommaso called that out perfectly on Twitter. He just randomly, this was like a month or two before the actual match, and he put a picture of Aleister Black, and he just put transitional champion. And it's fucked up because it came true.
That's the tweet that have been going on the entire time, that Aleister Black won the belt, then Aleister Black defended the belt, and both times he was not closing the show. It was Ciampa and Gargano. It was Gargano and Ciampa closing out the show.
Correct.
And they're starting to get under Aleister's skin to the point that he was telling him, tweet this, bam, kicked him in the fucking chest with with force.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's the only thing part that I was like, oh man. But everything else in the match, God, dude. I absolutely loved it. The commentary. Speaking of commentary, the commentary set it up perfectly because 5-6 minutes into the match, you're like, these guys are for the most part strikers, specifically Aleister.
Yes.
6 minutes of the match, we're getting fucking Luthez goddamn grappling match. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I loved it because it shows their other side that they're not one-dimensional wrestlers.
Yeah.
Well, I think the commentary even pointed it out. Oh, Aleister's doing stuff that he doesn't normally do. So that he could try to put this guy away.
Yeah, exactly. And then Tommaso was the one that started doing the strikes. And then Aleister fucking
showed him how to strike.
Yeah. No, it was a solid ass match, dude. I definitely on match of the year candidate.
What's weird about this match, at least in my notes, is that for every single match, I have like a shit ton of things with the little plus symbol that are positives, and like one or two little nitpicks, negatives.
Yeah.
I don't have any negatives for this match.
Same.
But I don't feel like this is my #1 pick.
Yeah. Because
spoiler alert.
No.
This is the freshest cookies and cream. You've got some ice creams in there that've got more toppings and more flavors and more combinations.
Yeah, it was like this was simpler. It was smaller.
I know it's bone.
And it was on NXT television. It wasn't on pay-per-view, so it wasn't advertised in advance enough for you to want to like.
There was no majesty to it.
Maybe that's what it is. It didn't have enough of a sample size to have nits to pick. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know.
It's yet to be seen.
Yeah, but
maybe you just don't like the Full Sail crowd.
No, I
would have had more of an impact if this happened in Brooklyn or in LA.
I like the Full Sail crowd. You're the only one with that here. I don't mind them. But I think it's just because it was maybe a shorter match. There wasn't enough things to go wrong. You know, like the more complicated you make a machine, the more likely that machine is to fuck up.
That's how I felt about Aleister Black against Gargano in the cage match that happened last week. They could have built that up and had that like
they could have had that at January
at this takeover. Yeah. Instead of just giving it away just for the sake of we need to fill some time for Christmas, so make sure people watch. So let's put on fucking pay-per-view matches in the week of Raw and SmackDown and NXT. And even now on the NXT,
you knew it was going to be a weak crop of things, so it was the perfect time to do it. And it worked. I mean, it was a solid match. It just wasn't, that good.
Okay.
Next.
Because
it's like
Omega versus Ibushi.
Oh,
right. Omega versus Ibushi from the G1 Climax.
You said about
me,
Okada and Omega, about how it was so long, and I wish it was all that condensed in 30 minutes. Boy, that's what you got with Ibushi and Omega. That was the perfect match, dude.
Of course, it's 30 minutes
or
less.
It was a perfect length of match. Not too short, not too long. It's, it's
and they saved a lot. They didn't blow their load.
God.
Like, oh man, when we get this rematch later.
They didn't have a boring intro. It was fucking straight fire from the beginning. They didn't have a slowdown. They just had like a shift almost in the match of how the match was going. And it just like, boom, it's like they hit the switch. And okay, it's this kind of match now. Boom, let's get this. And like all the near falls towards the end was like, I'll be the first one to say I kind of hate near falls, or an abundance of them. Because that's what I hate about ROH matches. There's like 50,000 near falls. And
Finisher's not a finisher.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't like that. But man, that match was so fucking good.
You're sweating.
Dude. Yeah, that match was so good. It just kept getting better and better and better. And the guy who you thought was going to win didn't. At least for me.
No, I agree.
Ibushi's the only one to ever kick out of the one-winged angel.
Yeah.
And he did it again in this match. And Omega sold
you want
that.
to talk about the one-wing angel in this match? I have this on here. Top rope one-wing angel countered into a double stomp.
Oh yeah, dude! The face you made when that happened. I should have posted a picture on Facebook.
That backflip knee to the ribs. I was
like,
oh
yes,
that shit hurt me,
man. And what was interesting is the beginning of the match. And I wrote this down as a positive. Neither guy wants to wrestle each other. As soon as the ink didn't even dry as I was writing that, that's when Omega was like so, and then that story where it was like, okay, these are friends, they may not want to actually fight, they were showing hesitation, and then no, Omega was like kind of being a dick, kind of being a heel, but you know what, competition. So they started like competing, and like he was the first one to draw
and
first
then you
blood.
See that if Ibushi kept getting pissed off.
Yeah, Ibushi was like, "The fuck, man!
Fucker! Oh, you know what? Have some of this."
I'm gonna repeat your argument for last year's match from Omega Okada, where they knew from the very beginning that they wanted to end that block with Omega versus Ibushi, to where they set up the entire round robin tournament to end with Ibushi needing to beat Omega to win the block. Tying wasn't going to cut it. Losing definitely wasn't going to cut it. And Omega had to win that match in order for him to get in. So the stakes, even though there wasn't a title defended here, the stakes were at an all-time high in that tournament for Ibushi to win it. And the commentary, again, putting that over about the point system and everything. Man. And I still love the fact that they left a lot to be desired. Like that, those 30 minutes were up, and I was wanting more. It was the opposite of, oh man, this match is going too long. I was like, no, where y'all going? Or more.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it left me with.
The story going into it, the story going out of it, the whole thing with this is the guy, Ibushi is the guy that's pretty much been the catalyst for all of the strife within the Bullet Club. Because Omega likes this guy, but he's not a part of the club, that's the whole reason why everybody is kind of butting heads. And the guy that's actually sticking up for him, oh, well, now you have to kick his ass.
Yeah.
Like, oh, motherfucker. That right there is a beautiful piece of storytelling.
That's exactly what you said last year. Exactly, right down to this.
Mwah. Like, dude, it was...
Randy's getting jealous.
Oh, I know. Like, yeah. This okay. Have I said enough about that match?
Sure.
Okay. One more
last match.
If you thought Omega versus Ibushi wasn't enough, now we sprinkle in some Cody Rhodes, Kings of Pro Wrestling triple threat match for the IWGP Heavyweight Title. Go, Arnold.
No, you go.
Okay.
Oh, shit, you go.
Shall I start with negatives or positives?
Start with negatives.
Okay, we're gonna start with negatives. Fucking bitch ass Cody.
That's why I love Cody, because he still incites these reactions.
Like, Cody basically snuck himself into this match, right?
Yeah.
Like, you you were wanting to watch all the fucking little pre-show tape things so that we could get a
build.
refresher, the build, right? And the build was, hey, we're gonna do this again. All right, you beat me, you get a title match. Okay, cool, respect. And here comes Cody. Hold on a minute. Then take the microphone. I want to be in this match too. Man. And like that was it. I'm like, you motherfucker, really? You're gonna
That's how it works.
Like, okay, I guess. Like, I don't know. I didn't like that. At the end, at the very this is just another negative. I'm just throwing negatives out there. At the very end, when the pinfall was happening, Cody was visibly standing outside looking at what was happening, and then one, oh shit, I need to go in.
Yeah.
Two, oh, I'm still trying to get in. Right before three, oh, I need to slow down.
Yeah.
And then three, and I'm like, and the camera got it in plain view.
Oh man,
in plain view.
I guess I was too focused on them that I didn't know that. To me, I saw it perfectly. Like he just missed it. Like damn it,
too.
Yeah. So
he
that didn't ruin it for me.
I don't think he did.
Yeah.
And I felt like, and I did sit here earlier this year and just confess my love for triple threat matches. In this particular match, I kind of felt like Cody was a third wheel.
Of course, he's been the third wheel in this entire thing.
Yeah, no,
I know.
Definitely.
The only problem is sometimes you need a third wheel when one of the bike tires go flat. And that's exactly what Cody was, because he fit into the entire story.
Right in.
Okay.
They were telling multiple stories here, and the fact that Cody...
You're my friend too!
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm about to say. It's like, we're supposed to be... Help me kick his ass! I'm doing you a favor.
Yeah.
You're helping him kick my ass?
So they do the two-man suplex just for Cody to be like, you got him? All right, let me roll you bitch ass up. God damn!
It didn't even last one move. Not even one move. And he stabbed him in the back.
But that's what Cody does.
That's why I
He's
love
Cody.
Cody.
Yes.
That's why Cody is the supreme heel of the professional wrestling right now, dude.
Well, that's Ciampa, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but like on a grander scale.
Oh, because Cody does it in the woods and no one has the subscription to watch it.
No, but okay, until Ciampa took the fucking reins, it was Cody.
Yeah.
God damn, dude.
Yeah.
And then Ibushi smartened up after the whole year. Is like, you know what? Neither one of these guys take me seriously. Let me show him what a serious Ibushi looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Let me mount him. Let me front him
and
just open strikes on your fucking
and then
face.
he closed his face.
And then Omega slapping him from his back. I'm like, oh, you think
Red Shoes? Hey man, stop! Hold on, Red Shoes. He's already dead.
Yeah, that was fucking brutal, man.
Dude, there was one botch in the match that I can't look past though.
Which one?
That sunset flip.
Yeah.
That sunset flip where Kenny tried to jump in while Ibushi was trying to suplex Cody.
Oh, yeah.
And Kenny jumped in. Man, if he had pulled that off, that would have looked so fucking beautiful.
The fact
that he's kind of like
the fact that I've never seen it before,
Yeah.
I don't hold it against him that much. If it's a move that's done 1,000 times and you just for some reason forgot to go to work, that's one thing. But I have never seen it before, so I'm not gonna gonna weigh it down too much. The botch in the tag match, Golden Lovers, where they both do this simultaneously and Cody completely missed that. That's something that he's been doing for a while, even in singles matches. That one he should have gotten for whatever reason. That one I would hold against him. This one with Kenny trying to do the sunset flip into the super duper killer, nah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Do you have anything to add to this match, Arnold?
No, that was like bam. Like what you said is what I was gonna say. So yeah.
I have the ballot right here.
All right.
We're going to start from number 10 up. So your number 10 match gets 1 point. All the way up to the number 1 match that gets 10 points. At the end of the day, whichever has the highest point total wins the award for match of the year.
Okay.
All right. So you want
So
our
we're going to start with number 10, Arnold.
Buddy Cedric should have been on the list.
Okay. So that's one point.
My number 10 is 3-Way to the Grave.
Whoa.
Damn. Well, okay. Yours?
Buddy Murphy versus Cedric Alexander.
Buddy Murphy.
What's your number 9?
The Lucha match.
3-Way to the Grave.
Yeah.
Okay, so that gets 2.
My number 9 is Alexander versus Murphy.
Ooh. So that's the lowest one on the totem pole with 4 points. So that's your number 10.
What's yours?
Well, yeah, what's your number 9?
Hold on. Okay. Oh, damn it. My number 9. Woo! Shitballs. Gargano versus Almas.
Damn. What? Oh, God. Okay.
Yep. That's my number 9.
Okay.
What's your number 8, Abel?
My number 8? Jericho versus Omega.
Fuck. So that gets 3 points from you.
Yep.
How about you?
Mine was Cody Ibushi Omega.
Cody Ibushi Omega.
Yeah.
So that gets 3 points.
What's your number 8?
My number 8. Oh, man. Tommaso Ciampa versus Aleister Black.
Okay.
So that gets 3 points. What's your number 7?
Who?
Arnold.
Jericho versus Omega.
So that gets 4 points. All right. What about you? Abel?
My number 7 is Gargano versus Almas.
Gargano versus Almas. That gets 4 points. My number 7, 3-way to the grave, Crane, Phoenix, and Muertes. So that gets 4. So that leaves it with 7. So that's our number.
You're going to run out of room there.
Your number 6.
Ciampa versus Black.
Ciampa versus Black.
This bitch is running out of room. With that little
5
fucking
points.
postcard. He might need.
You have
What about
we
you?
have-
I got you. I'm good. What about you? What's your number 6?
My number 6, Okada versus Omega.
Okada versus Omega.
Wait, what?
Gets 5.
Okada versus Omega.
Okay.
My number 6, Okada versus Omega.
Wow.
That's 5.
Wow. Wow.
Chris, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is the 3-way, Ibushi, Cody, and Omega.
Really?
So that gets 6 points.
Because you know what my number 5 is?
What?
Okada, Ibushi, Ibushi, Omega, Cody.
Dude, fuck both of you guys right now.
Shit. So that gets
Ibushi, Omega, Cody.
I'm trying to figure out how y'all have something. Oh my god.
15 points for Ibushi, Omega, Okada.
What's your number 5?
Cody?
Gargano Almas.
His number 5 is Gargano.
Gargano Alma is number 5, so that gets 6 points.
All right.
That's 12. All right. What's your number 4, Abel?
Ciampa versus Black.
Ciampa versus Black. That gets 7 points.
Wow.
That's 15. We're number 4, right?
Yeah, we're number 4.
Jericho versus Omega.
Sheesh.
It's my number 4.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so that's 7 points. Okay,
What's Arnold's number 4?
Golden Lovers versus Young Bucks.
Ooh. So that's let's see.
That was a last minute change too.
7.
Wow.
I made some last minute changes while y'all were talking too.
Yeah. That's exactly
All
what I
right.
just did.
What's your number 3, Abel?
Golden Lovers versus Young Bucks.
Oh, that's 8 points
That
for
was my
Abel.
number three. You?
What? My number 8?
My
My number 3? Omega versus Ibushi.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Omega
Okay.
versus Ibushi.
Oh,
That gets
shit.
8. Oh, shit.
Shit.
What's your number 8?
I want to change it now.
No, wait. Not his number 8. His number 3. Right?
Yeah, what's your number 3?
You know what? Fuck it. Omega versus Okada.
Omega versus Okada is
Shit.
so
Oh
that's
my
8
god.
points. All right. Your number 2, Abel.
Omega versus Ibushi.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
Omega versus
Okay.
Ibushi.
So
Number
that's
2.
9 points. Arnold, what's your number 2?
Gargano Ciampa.
Gargano Ciampa. That's 9
I
points.
can't believe. I can't.
My number 2. Gargano Ciampa.
Oh,
That's
motherfucker.
9
Oh my
points.
All
god.
right. Here's
So
our
I
number
said-
1.
Oh man.
Our
so
number
sad.
one.
Who has Omega versus Ibushi as their number 1?
This guy.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh,
It was the
fuck.
perfect match.
So what's your number one, Chris?
My number one is Golden Lovers against the Young Bucks.
That's not there's no problem with that.
That means my number one is Gargano versus Ciampa.
Oh my God, do the math on that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do some serious fucking math because I don't know what that.
I don't think it's such a different list, but it's like we all respect it. Oh my God!
Talk amongst yourselves.
All right, give me a second. Are we trying to like
anybody in the chat?
I am looking. Gonna discard changes on that. Bring that back up. Sorry. Nobody's chimed in on the chat. I don't know if my shit just fucked up or what, but nobody's chimed in on the chat yet. All right. What was your number one, Arnold?
Oh, Ibushi Okada.
What was your number two?
Ibushi Omega.
What's your number two?
Ciampa Gargano.
Okay. And your number three is Golden Lovers?
Number three is Golden Lovers.
Wow. I think we all had the same top three, just in different orders.
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah. Because my order was Gargano Ciampa, Omega Ibushi, Golden Lovers versus Bucks. You stupid son of a bitch. Take out the whole. There you go. Doesn't know how to tear out a piece of paper. Do you feel like there's any tilting of the scales towards New Japan stuff just because you want it to, or like?
No. In fact, I did it opposite. I honestly thought that my match of the year was going to be Gargano Ciampa, just because when I finished that match, I was like, I need a cigarette. It was that damn good. The only one that made me feel anywhere near it was Ibushi Omega.
Mm-hmm. I think Ibushi Omega was really, really good in between the bells. I think there's more story in the triple or in the tag match, Bucks versus I mean, yeah, both of them are chock full of story, but I think there's more implications coming out of the tag match because, you know, like I said earlier in the show, that's the end of the Bullet Club. That being said, the Ciampa Gargano, not only has that spawned off 3 other matches of Ciampa Gargano, or 2 other matches, but it also spawned off all this fucking awesome stuff with Alistair.
Yeah.
This is a legit year-long feud that like has involved the uber babyface Gargano turning into this heel.
Yeah,
that
it was his own obsession made him a heel.
Yeah, it was weird. Me going back and watching that match, and even the match with him versus Almas being, oh man, fucking babyface, super happy, everyone, and as opposed to what I just saw last week.
Yeah.
Last week, he's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
And now maybe they're both dicks together. And if that's the case, oh, fuck. Like, that story there is just, oh, man, it's got me all kinds of fucked up. I like that story.
Yeah.
But see, I like the story, too. What's going on with the Bullet Club and the Golden Elite. So, I don't know, man. If we had to pick a rivalry of the year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What would be your rival?
Gargano.
Not the stuff with the Bullet Club and the Golden Elite.
Nah, because Ciampa Gargano transitioned into, like you said, Aleister Black, and then boom, back into fucking Gargano, and Aleister Black had beef with both these motherfuckers by proxy of them having beef with each other. He was the outsider being the champion.
And being the champion, he was outside. And what I like about what was happening is that Black got goaded into having this cage match, knowing that he was getting goaded. And again, I think that was subtext where he
didn't need to, because he has that.
He turned and he's like, "Fucking puppeteer. Okay, fine, I'll play your game."
Yeah.
He straight up called him a puppeteer.
But he willingly did it,
and he still willingly did it.
Yeah.
Number 10 with 4 measly points. Buddy Murphy, Cedric Alexander won from 205 Live. Number 9 with 7 points. 3-way to the grave. Mil Muertes, Phoenix, and Jeremiah Crane. Number 8 with 12 points. Gargano versus Almas from TakeOver. Number 7, Y2J versus Omega with 14 points.
Are you surprised that is that low?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 6 with 1 more point, 15. Black versus Ciampa from NXT.
Yeah.
Wow.
Middle of the pack.
Middle of the pack.
Tied with Ibushi, Cody, and Omega, triple threat for 15 points.
Okay.
Number 4 with 18 points. Omega, Okada, 4.
That's unbelievable. Because going into tonight, that was my number 1.
It was?
Yes.
Wow.
Y'all talked me off the ledge.
Okay.
Number 3 with 25 points.
Oh, shit.
Golden Lovers against the Young Bucks.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Number 2
with
27 points is number 2. Number 1 by 1 point.
Wow.
Our match of the year for 2018. Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano. A takeover.
All right.
Beat Omega Ibushi by 1 point.
fucking point.
Wow.
That being said, there was controversy with this fucking match being on the list because this is their match number 2, right? Because the first one being the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah.
But there was controversy where we were saying, well, should the match after that, should their one-on-one match that they had, the rematch, should that have been put back on the match of the year list? We were trying to figure it out, remember?
Yeah, but it wasn't as good as the first one.
It wasn't?
No.
It wasn't?
It was real gimmicky.
It was.
It was super gimmicky.
Where they pulled up the
ring,
the mat and all that.
And it was like, but his own like what I love the ending where his own like selfishness cost him the match, Gargano. Mm-hmm. But no, from bell to bell, this match is fucking beautiful.
So each of us had a different match of the year.
Yeah.
Personally.
Wow, yeah.
But Ciampa Gargano was either our first or our second pick.
Yeah.
Wow. So that alone is what propelled it to be at the top of our list.
And we all
it was 2 points from perfection.
Wow. And those 2 were 1, 2. I had it as number 1.
Yeah.
And we all had different number 1s.
I had it as number 1 going into rewatching the three falls Okada match.
Mm-hmm.
But then the last match I saw in this whole entire list. Actually, no, okay. The last match I saw was Buddy Murphy and Cedric. But I don't fucking that match sucked.
It did suck.
Yeah,
but it's still a good match.
Yeah, I was like pounding the finest lads and coming home and not. You know what I mean? It's like no.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay.
You got something?
No, not at all.
It doesn't matter if the pussy smells like fish. Pussy's pussy.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. So anyway, oh my god, the last actual good match, candidate that I saw on this was Ibushi and Kenny. So that's why I was telling myself, man, do I have recency bias or not? And just talking with y'all, I don't.
I was told,
it was that much
before you showed up to watch the Lucha match with mm-hmm. Abel and I told Abel I'm torn between 3 matches. My favorite wrestling match, my favorite hardcore match, and my favorite tag team match.
Yeah.
And
those are 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, that was those 3.
Now, Chris, I thought the way you were talking that your match of the year was going to be Jericho.
It was higher on the list than I expected it to be because I didn't see it coming. The reason why I picked the Golden Lovers as my match of the year, we've seen enough Ciampa Gargano even before the match, even after this match that's on our list. I already knew what I was going to get from Ciampa Gargano.
All right.
The rivalry with what we can see with Ibushi and Omega, I knew what I was going to see with Omega and Ibushi. You're telling me in 2018 that the Young Bucks were going to tell a story and sell an injury? Mm-hmm. What the fuck are you? Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah,
no. That's out of left field. That's what you have your before and after as your tiebreakers. That was my tiebreaker that propelled the tag match. Even over the botch that fucking Ibushi did. All the positives outweighed that one negative.
What I say about Kenny about the Jericho match, if WWE needed one match to see Kenny and think, damn, this guy might be one of our Universal Champions soon, it will be that one. If the WWE needed to watch a match and say, okay, are these guys spot monkeys? Are they good? Or can they be our tag team champions? Is this match?
I don't think I've ever seen Ciampa or Gargano as spot monkeys. Mm-hmm. I think both of them are really, really, really good at telling stories.
They do things so well in the ring that their normal wrestling moves have that much passion and intensity that they're like spots.
I think they take the time and the care to think about what they're doing too. Definitely. They're not just throwing moves out there just so that they can have a cool move. Like they're doing things that are ironic, things that are foreshadowing, things that are like pertinent to the story.
Devil's advocate.
Yes.
Watching their ladder match with AOP led me to believe that what I saw from their unsanctioned match is what I would expect from them. I would expect them to go that far. I would not expect the Young Bucks to fucking sell.
Now, I have something from a different Gargano match that kind of plays into this, and it's from Gargano versus Almas, and I have this written down here. And I put question mark foreshadowing. And it was a quote that he said at the beginning of the match, Gargano did. I'm not a broken man. I know who I am. This particular match, our match of the year, it was starting to be like, does he know who he is? Is he not a broken man? Is Ciampa the broken man? Because that's what he was. But now, at the end of the year, fuck, maybe he is a broken man. Maybe he doesn't know who he is. He's a heel who thinks he's a babyface and tries to still act like a babyface, but he's not. Man, and all that kind of comes from this match where he couldn't actually defeat fucking, what's his name? The Sicilian guy, you know?
So to summarize,
Salvatore Sincere.
Yes,
2013, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, no DQ from SummerSlam. 2014, 2 out of 3 falls, Sami Zayn versus Antonio Cesaro when Cesaro had a first name. NXT Arrival. 2015, Phoenix Mil Muertes, first Grave Consequences match. 2016, Cena Styles from SummerSlam. 2017, Omega Okada, match number 3 in their rivalry from G1 Climax in the B Block. 2018, Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano from TakeOver New Orleans.
Damn.
I watched that match in a hotel room on my phone.
Robert, he says this. Good call. Is that your match of the year as well, Robert? Do you agree, disagree? Anybody else watching in the live chat? Do you agree, disagree? Or if you're watching on the replay, let us know. We're definitely going to post this up on our Facebook, facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio. Did we fuck up? Did we get it right? What do you think?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, buddies. If not, it's been a hell of a fucking year for wrestling.
While you were doing the math, I asked this to Arnold. I don't know if you were paying attention. I'm going to ask it to you now, Chris. Rivalry of the year. Is it the Bullet Club, the rise and fall of the Bullet Club, or is it Ciampa, Gargano, and all the cast of characters in between?
I'm going to think a little deeper. I think the rivalry of the year is actually Kenny Omega versus Cody. Okay. Because all the stuff between the Young Bucks and the Golden Lovers was because of Cody.
Yes.
Even them trying to fix themselves back together. Cody didn't want any of that to happen. Yep. Cody beat Kenny at WrestleMania weekend. Yep. The rematch, the ladder match at the G1 special, Kenny finally beat him. Cody and everyone coming together and saying that they're now the Golden Elite. Cody, even after the fact, as friends, because we all still like each other, we still love each other, let me get a little piece of that title rematch with you and Ibushi, and then do a triple threat. All that even as friendly competition, the triple threat happened because of fucking Cody. So there's still that brother, like, I'm better than you, even though you got the hot wife, I got the better job. No, it's fucking, it's Kenny and Cody. That's the rivalry of 2018.
But I felt like their match, when they finally had a match, fell a little flat.
The first one was that last G1, that WrestleMania one, it was good. It was good. But it was overhyped because we'd been waiting for it for so long.
I wanted to watch that match more than any
of the didn't even close the show.
No, it didn't.
That didn't make our list.
The show, and it didn't make our list. It's on some people's list. I know Aaron's match is still freaking that match from Supercard. We'd go through the list of our listeners' responses, but shit, we've already clocked in 2.5 hours.
I just want to say this at the end here. I asked Robert if he agrees. He says yes, he agrees. His second choice was Golden Lovers versus Bucks.
That was whenever I said on the chat, I think I have a tie.
Yes,
it was between. It's funny because neither one of them was my number one. Now it was between the Golden Lovers and Young Bucks versus Ciampa and Gargano, but then Ibushi and boom, 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 and surpassed it. I'm glad Gargano and Ciampa won.
Yeah,
one because I was initially right I was in Adam's monologue. I was right initially. 2, because hey, it's not main roster, but this is WWE product over the Indies.
Yeah.
Suck on that, indie guys.
Yeah.
2 years in a row. Well, yeah. We finally get NXT.
Yeah.
And we're not done yet because in less than a week, Wrestle Kingdom 13.
Mm-hmm.
And just to show you the significance of this, 4 years ago, match of the year.
I'm sorry. Robert says Jericho Omega is his number 3. Go.
4 years ago, we started to dip into the New Japan pool. We had, I don't even think you remember this. We had Shinsuke Nakamura against Kota Ibushi as a match of the year candidate.
Yeah.
The year after that, we had Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles. The year after that, we had Naito against Tanahashi.
Yeah.
The year after that, we just had Jericho and Omega.
Mm-hmm.
All 4 of our match of the year candidates from Wrestle Kingdom were not the main event.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
No, they were not the main event.
Because the main event's always Okada Tanahashi.
Yeah, or something with the heavyweight title.
Yeah.
This coming week, not to pull a fucking Arnold with TLC.
Becky,
Yeah.
But
what's the main event?
the main event is Omega versus Tanahashi. But there's a possibility of another show stealer. My anticipation is at an 11 for Kota Ibushi versus fucking Will Ospreay. That shit's gonna be fucking bananas. Ospreay is one of the guys in New Japan, other than Juice Robinson, that can fucking sell. He screams orgasmically when he gets the fuck beat out of him, but it looks like it fucking hurts. He sounds like it hurts, and his wells look like it hurts. Against a former kickboxing champion, Kota Ibushi, don't be shocked if you see that next week as our first match of our match of the year. Then we have Homecoming from TNA. Brian Cage against Johnny Impact for the title.
That sounds
We
good.
have LAX against the Lucha Brothers. We have Monsters Ball between Abyss and Eli Drake. We have Tessa Blanchard against fucking Taya Valkyrie for the women's title. This is not one you want to miss.
Question. Are we going to have a women's match on our match of the year candidacy list this year?
I think we will eventually.
It's been 2 years?
Yeah. Maybe.
Since Sasha Bailey?
Yeah.
And Sasha Bailey probably should have won that year?
Yeah, I think we will. I think it'll be like a WrestleMania match. God knows whether it'll be Becky versus Ronda, or it'll be like Bailey versus Sasha, like 3.
Or maybe a SummerSlam Ronda versus Baszler.
Yeah, something like that. Either way, I'm excited to see.
I really hope so, because for as much as we like to say and be advocates for women's wrestling and say that none of the matches this year were on the list.
Yeah. It was a better year for them, but as far as
it's a better year overall.
Yeah.
Just in January, Wrestle Kingdom, Impact Homecoming, NXT UK Takeover Blackpool, NXT Takeover Phoenix, Royal Rumble.
Goddamn.
5 fucking pay-per-views just in the first month of January.
Goddamn.
May the force be with us all.
I'm already tired. All right. Adios, my friends. Keep it classy.
Yep.
See you next year.
Dude.